I was looking over at this roster when we got a hold of it, and I'm going, this is a roster that I would be very comfortable with going into, a championship ball game. Absolutely. Tracy Brooks' name, we don't expect him to play tonight. We still have to talk to Coach O'Neill about that, but he still has a cast on that injured hand. Whether it's a cast that he can play with or not, that remains to be seen, but he is now back on the roster. Again, he may not be inactive tonight as we go through who will be active and inactive with Coach in the next segment, but Tracy Brooks, the former MVP, may be available for the stretch run here as well. Brian, you said it. We really don't know what to expect out of this Topeka team. We know they're going to come in and they're going to want to get tropical. We know that. That's right. It's a fun little theme that they have, but this is a team that has some players on it, and they can come in and definitely give Salina a test tonight. They have players. They've rotated a lot of players. Yeah. But they've had confidence. The guys that they've had in there, they've had some guys that have left that they've brought back. I think they're growing with this indoor game. And it does. The adjustment period, we've had guys talk about it. It doesn't happen overnight. And they've had some turmoil down there, regardless of, not on field but off field. They've had some situations that I think have been distractions for this ball club. And a lot of times, you get away, play on the road, and they've got nothing to lose. They're in this situation to where they're just looking to try to spoil it for somebody. And you talk about math, too. I mean, I haven't got in that deep into it and crunched the numbers in the basement of the league. I've been more concerned with the top of the league where the Liberty currently reside. They may not be out of it mathematically yet. They haven't won a game, and it's weird to say that they're not out of it. But the two teams in front of them, Rapid City and Wyoming, are 2-6. Right. If Topeka wins their last two games and those guys stumble, is there a spot there for Topeka? Maybe. I mean, that might happen. So that's something to come across, too, as we get ready for this game here tonight. Back here at Tony's Pizza Event Center, coming up in the next segment, we'll have head coach Gerard O'Neill. It's coming up. Countdown to Kickoff, brought to you by Comfort Heating and Air.
It's spring cleaning time, and that means you should add one more little thing to your to-do list. Call Comfort Heating and Air for an HVAC clean and check. Our technicians will make sure your system is in tip-top shape, so when warm weather arrives, your AC will be ready. That means cleaning your coils, checking Freon levels, double-checking all electrical connections for safety, even changing your filters. With locations in Salina and Clay Center, we are the company that cares. Comfort Heating and Air.
You can rely on the company that cares. We're Comfort Heating and Air.
Don't go another day with roof problems. Ryan Roofing will provide you with the world's best roof, the Durolast roofing system, custom prefabricated to fit your specific building. Your Durolast roof will be leak-free with virtually no maintenance. It's resistant to fire, high winds, chemicals, and temperature extremes. Plus, there are potential energy savings versus traditional roofing. Ryan Roofing has installed over 10 million square feet of Durolast roofing. Trust Ryan Roofing to solve your commercial roofing needs. Call for a quote today, 825-0475.
Spring is here, and that means more time outdoors with your favorite beverages from Salina Wholesale Liquor. More time outside means more barbecues and time on the go. Perfect time to pack our portable wines and ready-to-go cocktails. We also have a great selection of new seltzers and a huge selection of wine and whiskey. Spring in and save big now at all three locations. In Salina at Sam's Club, off 9th Street behind Cadova, and on the corner of Iron and Ohio. We have better prices. We're close and quicker. Salina Wholesale Liquor.
Oh my, what a fresh smell, and this entire place is so clean.
You would never guess our friend here is talking about a porta potty. Not just any porta potty. This is a portable bathroom from Salina Septic Service. Salina Septic Service is changing the game with higher standards of cleanliness and service. Porta potties don't have to be gross, so don't accept any less when you can have the best from Salina Septic Service. Now serving Hutch, McPherson, and the Gray Bend areas.
Back here on Countdown to Kickoff, getting ready for week number 11, Champions Indoor Football, back here at home, Tony's Pizza Event Center. It's time to talk to the first ballot Hall of Famer in the IFL. It's head coach Gerard O'Neill. Coach, first of all, great to be home, and it just kind of seems like schedule-wise, even before Coach O was here, I don't know how we get this, but I guess we are entitled to something after the schedule we've played this year. Seems like this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, we're always at home, and it's kind of nice, isn't it?
Especially for the vets. I mean, that's what this country was built on. Without our veterans, we couldn't live the lifestyles that we do and just breathe this free air with everything going on in the world. So I'm glad that we do acknowledge them. I'm glad with us being called to Liberty, we do get that grace period of saying that we want this day. We probably don't ask for any other day, but this day has to be for our fans and for the military that serves around the globe. I can't even say the country, the globe, to keep world peace, not just peace here at home, here in the United States.
Definitely challenging times, and we're thankful for all of those men and women. And we talk football now. We had a pretty good road game for you last week. You go into Sioux City, you knock off the undefeated Bandits 39-30. You were in front, though, this whole game. They came back, got a couple late scores on you, and was able to close that gap and have it be just a 9-point win. But this was a game you guys controlled throughout. What do you think now a week later after your win in Sioux City?
Well, it was, how can you say, it was a lot of things going on in that game. Trying to play two different quarterbacks and make sure that it's fair for both of them. It took some time for us to kind of figure out who's who. But after Javin did what he did in that first half, we kind of let him rock for the second half. Once we did that, it seemed like we got a little bit more comfortable in that third quarter. Tristan started to pick it up a little bit more in the run game. Our defense played well, but I think the turning point in that game was the 3 points we scored. Right, I think it was 4 seconds left. And then we strip fumble, recover for a touchdown. That was the piece where once we got that, I feel very confident that we'll be able to pull this thing off. Anytime you score on special teams, and we scored twice, but it should have been two touchdowns instead of just a touchdown and a rouge. But anytime you can score like that on special teams, you have a pretty good chance of winning.
You talk about momentum, especially going into half, and I know on the radio side of things, we always talk about kind of bracketing that halftime break around who gets the ball last, who gets the ball first to start the second half. And you guys were pretty much at a stalemate with Sioux City. We're talking about the two best defenses in the league just going after each other, and 0-0. I mean, we're sitting there, as you said, with 4 seconds left. We still have a score in this game. You're able to get the field goal, then you said the special teams play there where you got the fumble and the recovery for a touchdown. You go into halftime up 9-0. And doesn't seem like a whole lot, especially in indoor football. But that totally changed the feel of this game at a break, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And then with the schedule that we have played, we're used to playing in games where, offensively we're struggling a little bit and the defense has to pick it up. So that is why you play a tough schedule. So our guys were supremely confident that they were just happy we got points on the board and scoring touchdowns. However we could get them this year, we've been very resourceful, and it doesn't matter if it's a return, a strip, or interception return, fumble. It doesn't matter. But anytime you can get points on the board, our defense feeds off that, and that's all they ever ask for is for everybody on offense and special teams to hold the weight of what they're doing defensively. They don't cry and whine about it when it doesn't happen, but they hold themselves accountable, but they do it respectfully. But if you were an outsider, if you ever came to our practice, you would think it'd be World War III where they talk about each other and go after them. But it only gives them that thick skin that they need to go out there on that road and play a game like we did against Sioux City.
You come out of Sioux City with a 9-point victory, and right now everybody in Champions Indoor Football has 8 games under their belts. Standings now look like this. With the win at Sioux City, you drop them to 7-1. They're still in first place. Billings behind them, 1 game at 6-2. Then you have Salina, Omaha, Southwest Kansas from Dodge City, all 5-3. Wyoming, Rapid City, both 2-6, fighting for that last spot. Topeka still not totally dead as they come into tonight at 0-8, still looking for their first win. And the schedule this weekend is interesting. There's a couple of games coming up on Monday, but the 2 games here tonight, of course, this one here, Salina with Topeka, and then Dodge City is playing at Wyoming tonight. Then the 2 games on Monday are the top 2 teams right now in the standings, Sioux City at Billings and Omaha at Rapid City. This thing could turn still quite a bit just after this weekend's games.
And the thing that I told our players is let's focus on what we need to focus on, which is Topeka. I showed them and told them about when they played Omaha a couple weeks ago, and with 36-odd seconds left, 4th and goal from the 2, and they are only up 3 points. Yes, Omaha punched it in to make that score look bigger than really what it was. If they get a stop right there and they go down, they could have won that ball game. So we're not going to sleep on anybody. Topeka is a good football team. They made some changes in their coaching staff. Coach Bonner is now their offensive coordinator. They did bring in a couple of different players. I see Sleepy Williams. I seen him in the hallway, so I know they brought in some different veteran ball players as well. So this is not going to be an easy ball game, and I told them to get ready for a war because desperate teams do desperate things.
Yeah.
Be ready for onside kicks, double passes, all this crazy stuff that you could do, because what do they have to lose at this point? So we're prepared. We're hungry. We got some new players that's going to be playing for the first time in a long time, and I'm excited to see those guys get their chance to see what they can do, to see if they can help this roster out.
Let's talk about some of the new faces. One of them, a new old face back here for Salina indoor football. He was part of the Bombers days, and that's Ed Prince on the offensive line. Ed coming back, he went to the Canadian Football League for a little bit, if I remember right. Got some injuries, had some health problems, but from what I understand talking to you, he's cleared now, and he's going to put in some time tonight on the offensive line.
Yes, he's going to help us on the offensive line. It's a guy that has, his film speaks for itself. His resume speaks for itself. First-class guy. He just wanted an opportunity to end his career on his terms, and everything came back good that we were able to oblige that, and I'm looking very interested to see what he does out there tonight. He worked his butt off to get back to this situation. He's in the best shape that I've ever seen him in. So, Salina, let's give him a warm embrace once you see him.
Isaiah Blackman, you got him on the defensive line. When I say his name, your face lights up. Tell me about him.
It's a guy that played at Sioux Falls, got a couple calls about him, got him on the phone, and within 2 hours he had committed, as well as got a plane out this way. So a guy that I think is very explosive. He's quick, fast, strong, can change directions.
And sacrifice that far
I know Tron is going to be a little upset with me, and A-Love going to be a little bit
Lord,
upset with me, but I heard he put in major work at the slam dunk contest we got
we ask
on
you, Lord,
Wednesday.
to be with all of our
He was
players
a high
tonight.
flyer.
Keep them safe on the field.
A lot of people were
Help
calling
them
him
to have a great game. Be
Skywalker.
with our coaches as they
just
lead and guide and
explosive.
direct
He's going to help us on our
the
defensive
traffic of
line
the
as well
game.
as on our
And Lord, be with our
special
officials
teams.
as well
And we're
tonight.
talking about a
Keep
guy
them safe on the
245.
field and help them,
yeah,
Lord,
he is
to be injury
all
free
of
as well.
245. That might
Father,
be
we
an
thank you
understatement
for
with
your
the way.
presence. And we ask
We
now
start
that you would
looking
bless
ahead
this
now, and
evening
you
in
and
the
I were
strong,
talking
strong
off
name of
air.
Jesus,
There is
I
a
pray.
playoff roster
Amen.
freeze that you basically can't make any changes to your roster. And from what I understand, it's your 25-man roster that you're working with for the playoffs. That comes next Thursday.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Way to go, brother. Bless you, man. Thank you.
Top-notch people. I mean, it's exciting. I mean, to get those two back, and then even like Tracy Brooks, to get him back, the MVP, who's basically only played in one game because he got hurt the first drive in Omaha. You know, to get guys like that back, I knew that we were going to get those guys back, and around that time is what made that move happen.
Yeah, and you talk about Tracy, when he initially got hurt, you know, I think most of us didn't think we'd see him again this season, and he's done what he's had to do. He'll be back in the mix here tonight. I said week 11 when we started this interview, and when you think about that, health becomes an issue with everybody around the league. This is a vicious game. But I feel like this roster is getting stronger as we go down the stretch and not the other way around, don't you?
Yes, and it was the way we played it, so to say. Knowing guys that are beat up that could have played, you sitting them. Perfect example, Fast Ed could play tonight and do well for us,
Yeah.
but why? I need you next week. I need you for the playoffs. I need you to just heal up and get as close to 100% as you can. Tracy probably could have played a couple weeks ago, but why? I need you to get healthy coming down this stretch. And I know, why is he playing now? Well, like you just said, the roster freeze is Thursday. I'm not going to go from what I used to think of a ball player. I need to know where they are at this point to make a rational decision of who's going to be on that 25, because it's going to be very competitive. Do I think we have that all settled right now? Yes, but like you just said, injuries happen, guys move up happen. Now I think we're a little bit more prepared. We finally balanced out our roster because it was kind of overloaded more so toward the offense. That's why we brought in another defensive lineman. Doing things like of that and switching Corey to play receiver. It came to some of the roster moves that we made this week. It came down to what he did in practice this week. So the versatility is what we're looking for, guys that can play. Like Corey can play any of the receiver spots. He can play any of the defensive back spots, and he's a star on special teams. So a guy like that, you can't have too many that does that. I mean, A-Love can play any of the receiver spots. He can play quarterback, and he's a star on special teams. So our rookies, the crop that we recruited, I'm loving. I'm understanding that, yes, they are young, but they earned their stripes to be here and be on this 25-man roster.
So the Topeka team that comes in, as you said, you don't know what to expect with these guys because they have nothing to lose. They're coming in. They're still not dead yet in the standings and been eliminated as far as playoffs go, although they are still looking for their first win. What do you want to see out of your guys tonight? How do you want them to approach this game, and what do you want to accomplish here in this game tonight?
Well, just be 2% better than what we were last week. That's been a goal ever since I heard that from Kodak. He brought that mentality in, and he said he's been using that for a while. I kind of adopted that, and I like it because it doesn't matter who the opponent is. If you're trying to get 2% better each week, it doesn't matter who the opponent is. So the thing we're trying to do is be better than what we were last week. There's some new guys that's going to get their opportunities to play. If they do well, they don't have anything to worry about for the 25. If they don't, then we'll start having other discussions of potentially bringing in other ball players before Thursday to make this roster freeze.
Should be fun to watch. Coach Ron O'Neill, first ballot Hall of Famer, good luck to you. We will talk to you at halftime.
All right, thanks again for having me.
Back for more pregame. We'll have the coin toss and the kick right around the corner. It's the Liberty and the Tropics here on KINA.
It's spring cleaning time, and that means you should add one more little thing to your to-do list. Call Comfort Heating and Air for an HVAC clean and check. Our technicians will make sure your system is in tip-top shape, so when warm weather arrives, your AC will be ready. That means cleaning your coils, checking Freon levels, double-checking all electrical connections for safety, even changing your filters. With locations in Salina and Clay Center, we are the company that cares. Comfort Heating and Air.
You can rely on the company that cares. We're Comforts Heating and Air.
PRP, or platelet-rich plasma injection therapy, has received quite a bit of attention since it's used by many professional athletes. Professional football players like Peyton Manning and Jamal Charles have used PRP therapy for sports injuries and to avoid surgery. But you don't have to be a world-class athlete with millions of dollars for this cutting-edge therapy. PRP is available to you in the Salina Pain Clinic. Call the doctors for a consultation and see if this treatment is right for you. See them at 200 South 5th in the Salina Surgical Arts Center.
You're listening to Salina Liberty Football on KINA Sports.
Welcome back to Tony's Pizza Event Center. Devin Haney along with Russ Kossel, Brian Berner on the field. Big Sam Pretty producing and engineering for game number 9. It's week number 11 of Champions Indoor Football. Salina at home at Tony's Pizza Event Center to take on the Topeka Tropics. We are ready to roll in what is already a pretty exciting day. I mean, the Liberty franchise here, Russ, they've done a really good job interjecting the true meaning of this holiday. And I've heard people say Memorial Day weekend is not a holiday. I understand. We are honoring and remembering those who paid the ultimate price and lost their lives serving our country. But that doesn't mean we should not celebrate those that are still with us, that are still doing the same or have retired doing the same. So I go back and forth on the holiday. I get that whole deal. Meanwhile, the Liberty franchise has embraced the red, white, and blue this weekend, and they have had a lot of cool stuff going on, and we are ready for football. Topeka won the toss. They deferred to the second half. That means Salina will be fielding the kickoff and the return to start this game. Here is the kick from the Tropics. Dwayne Autry will come up. He'll leap, take it at the 6, and he has a crease. 15-20, midfield 25, and he is going to be taken down by maybe the last man that could have got there. Across the midfield stripe at the 24-yard line, Dwayne Autry brings it across. And they have found a little bit of a gem here, Coach O has, in Dwayne Autry and the return game.
Yeah, he did big things earlier this year when we were, I think it was the last home game. We might have been at home when he had that field goal that came up short. He was wrapped up at about the 15-yard line. I believe that was against Billings. And just broke, I don't know, there's 8 guys on the field, probably 8 tackles, and scored a touchdown and really turned that game around.
Javin Kilgo, new quarterback. This is his first start for the Liberty. Did see some action last week. Played the entire second half against Sioux City in the upset. There's a flag on the play early. Kilgo's going to play it out to Anthony Love on a gain of about 4 if it stands. And this looks like it may have the makings of illegal defense right out of the gate on the Tropics. Tropics come in. If you're watching on live stream video, they are wearing
illegal
the white helmets,
defense.
white jerseys,
Number 2,
white pants.
Linebacker
Salina
lined up at 4 yards.
With a
5-yard
one-game
penalty for the
special
previous spot.
camouflage-type
Repeat.
jersey with
First
their red,
down.
white, and blues, red numerals, red pants, and the navy blue dark helmet setting atop their domes. And the penalty does go against the Tropics for 5 yards. Now it'll make it first down and 5 at the 19-yard line.
And for those of you watching at home now, you may be seeing on the field back the returning MVP of last year, Tracy Brooks, in the lineup, in the starting lineup tonight.
First down and 5. Tracy Brooks sets left hip. They're going to hand it off to the MVP from last season. Little shake and bake, stutter step hesitation in the hole, and a lot of blocking downfield that actually extends the play a little bit more as Kelvin McCoy and Stephen Fluker down the field just headhunting some guys down there. As the offensive line getting off to a very aggressive start here for the Salina Liberty. That game by Brooks goes for 4 yards, and the former MVP now wearing a pretty big brace on his left hand. It pretty much goes from his fingertips to his elbow. Gains 4 on his first carry back. They'll go back to Brooks. He has a counter play. Starts right, comes back left, gets inside of the 10-yard line to about the 9, and a first down. Brian Byrne of Tracy Brooks looks fresh and full of juice.
He does, and it would have taken an army to wipe the smile off his face as he was down on the bench prior to the game. He's always excited to be in the building, but more so tonight, knowing that he was going to get back out on the field, something we didn't think we would see this season.
Tracy moves over to the right-hand side of Kilgo. Javin's going to pitch it out that way. Brooks tucks it away in his right arm, takes on a gang of tacklers at the 6. He'll make it to the 5, and a big collision over there with a lot of people at about the 5-yard line. A Liberty lineman slowed to get up as it's going to be second down and goal at the 5 for Salina.
Yeah, Kelvin McCoy right there pulling out from the center position and just buried a defensive lineman for Topeka. Darius Pitts just meet Kelvin McCoy and absolutely got buried at the 5-yard line.
Coach Ron O'Neill conversing with the officials. And we've seen Kelvin McCoy now go to that right side again. Kelvin, remember, against Sioux City last week, he went to the right tackle spot. Some call it right guard, but it's the right side lineman outside of the center. And now Kelvin is back there. So Stephen Fluker's playing center. The flexibility of this team just continues to amaze me when you can do things like that. Coach Ron O'Neill told us in pregame, Kelvin McCoy has never played anything but center. And now here he is out there playing on the right-hand side of the offensive line and loving it, he said.
Yeah, and we saw that in Sioux City last weekend. It was kind of a shock to me when we saw him go out to the right tackle position. And you also now bring in another offensive lineman who has spent time in Salina, in Ed Prince, that probably will see action later.
We will see him, Aeneas Ruiz, out there right now, along with Fluker and McCoy. And Kelvin just burying the defensive lineman over there on that side again. Kelvin likes to be called Debo when it comes game time. He's having a lot of fun right now as it is 4th down now after another Liberty surge towards the goal line gets stopped at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, and I think talking to Ron O'Neill before the game and wanting Tracy Brooks, I mean, he hasn't been in the lineup since week 2, so you have to prove that you are healthy and you can make plays, and right here would be a perfect shot.
4th down and goal from the 2. Movement up front. This is going to be a penalty against Topeka, I think, as the defensive tackle came
Offside.
firing off right
With
away,
contact.
collided with Stephen
Number
Fluker. It's
18
just going to be a
defense.
1-yard penalty
Has to
here
go for the previous
against
spot.
Topeka as they go
Repeat.
first and goal.
Fourth down.
But a lot of times, Russ, if you're looking to run the football in this indoor game from the 2 or 1, may have an impact on what you call now.
Yeah, I think it exactly does, especially with Tracy Brooks back in the lineup. We see him, be the hard-nosed runner all last year in situations like this. You know Tracy Brooks is going to get the ball. Now, you really got open options with D-Wash out there, at wide receiver. Everywhere is open right now.
All 3 receivers on the left-hand side. They're going to fake it into the belly of Brooks. Now going to the back of the end zone, and there is D. Washington climbing the ladder, all 6'5" of him, and he goes up over the Topeka defensive back and then sprints to the midfield logo where there is a dance party with the receiving core, and it's a touchdown for the Liberty with 10:20 left to go here in the first quarter.
And, Brian, I'm going to send this down to you. Just the play call right there that Salina hasn't had in the past years, having that big receiver where you can throw the football.
Yeah, it's something that we have always wanted to have, and not only do we have it in Washington, but, you look at Love, we've added and we've grown in that receivers corps. But being able to extend that back of that end zone, throw that ball up high where there's only one person that's going to come down with it is so important.
Jimmy Allen on, punches the extra point through, and with 9:43 left to go, Liberty scoring on their opening drive, guys. And you're coming into a game, and we talked about this a little bit off the air. You cannot go into Sioux City and beat the number 1 team, the only undefeated team in the league, Russ, and then come in here and play mediocre. So far, so good. Liberty off to a good start.
Yeah, taking that first drive right down the field. Dwayne Autry giving excellent field position on the Topeka side of the field. So a great opening drive for Salina. You go back to last week against Sioux City, it was nothing till with 6 seconds left, Jimmy Allen kicks a field goal. Then you kick off, and we talk about your special teams just has to keep them from returning it back. And your special teams gets a turnover and scores a touchdown, and it's 9-0. You take the first drive of the game, you're not even 6 minutes in yet, and you're 7-0 on the first drive. I think if you're Coach Haran O'Neal, Coach Martinez, Coach Dillon, just everything went right on that first drive. So just a great job there, and now it is this defense. And we've talked about this over and over. We've talked about the last 2 weeks when we go play these powerful offenses in the CIF, and we are adamant that this is the best defense in the league and just an outstanding core that has been in Salina that is leading this defense, Devin.
Kickoff here. Jimmy Allen's going to put it a little hopper that goes for a short kick high up in the air, and the Tropics will have it. They'll bring it now across midfield and have pretty good field position here. They're going to start out at the Liberty 21-yard line.
Yeah, just needed one more bounce right there from Jimmy. The up man at about the 15-yard line was able to scoop that up. So Topeka going to come out and see if the Salina defense can hold a Topeka team who has not put many points on the board this year.
Seven to nothing Liberty. Here comes the Topeka offense, led by John Gibbs at quarterback. Tried a little hook route for about 5 yards. That's covered up nicely by linebacker Tron Folsom. Mike Bonner is in charge of this Topeka Tropics offense. You might remember Mike's name because he was with Salina for a little short time. Led the Liberty in their baby infant stages of life on the offense before head coach Ron O'Neal came in.
The struggling infant stages of the Liberty.
First 2 years were rough.
Yeah.
That pass incomplete brings up second down and 10. Gibbs again sends 2 receivers in motion in the slot. Now he wants to step up and run, but he's caught from behind. Then he pitches the ball out loosely. Might have been a fumble, but the head linesman on the near side will come in and say that's an incomplete pass. Looked like he was past the line of scrimmage when that happened.
Yeah, I think he still had a foot behind the line of scrimmage there when he flicked it forward. So fortunate there for Salina, because if you'd have caught that, that would have been, he was falling forward to the 15. That would have been about a 6-yard gain.
Another incomplete pass on second down leads us to third down and 10. Tropics dispatch 2 wide receivers to the right-hand side. They'll both be in motion. A solo to the left. Here comes the rush. Gibbs back across the grain, floats one into the first row, and a fan ball over there. 3 straight incomplete passes, and now the Tropics facing a 4th down and 10. And it's the Liberty defensive rush right now, and the pressure on Gibbs that's creating havoc.
Yeah, I believe that was Travis Taylor on the far side and Keenan Gibbs, and just an absolute great first move by Travis Taylor on the far side. Just a fake out, 1-step swing move over the top, not allowing Gibbs at quarterback any time to throw the football.
Ron O'Neal demanding the presence of this crowd here at Tony's Pizza Event Center for a big 4th down early on in this game. 3 receivers to the right-hand side. The backfield is empty. Here comes Keenan Gibbs. He's going to get to the quarterback. He sacks John Gibbs. The ball comes out, and they're going to say it is against the wall. And there is the man they call Coda. Keenan Gibbs, straight up the gut. And he is able to wreck that offensive possession for Topeka. And the Liberty take over. Lead is our first media timeout. 7:05 left to go. First quarter, 7-0. Liberty leading over Topeka. Salina will have the football when we come back here on KIA.
RV and truck accessories in Salina has been selling every type of trailer and customizing the baddest trucks in central Kansas for 24 years. Now, K4 is your local dealer for the fastest growing equipment trailer company known as Iron Bull. Plus, Sundowner's newest line of toy haulers, Blazer. K4 is one of the largest stocking trailer dealers in Kansas. K4 also services what they sell and will help you hitch and go. K4 Trailer, RV, and Truck Accessories on West State Street in Salina and K4TrailerSales.com.
Show Construction does metal roofs. Show Construction offers residential, commercial, and ag metal roofing. Show offers designer rib steel, standing seam, screw-down panels, or stone-coated steel. Shoal Construction has financing available with low monthly payments. When it's time for a new metal roof, remember Shoal Construction. We'll travel you and provide free estimates. Call 833-2007. That's 833-2007. Google us, shoalroofing.com, or find us on Facebook. Shoal Construction, the company your neighbors trust.
At Salina Medical Aesthetics, they love moms. And let's be honest, they deserve more than just a day. So they're celebrating with Mother's Month in May. At SME, receive a free gift with purchase of any hydrofacial. Botox is 15% off per unit, and fillers are $100 off per 1 milliliter. You can also purchase a gift certificate and receive a free gift. Mother's Day is all month long at Salina Medical Aesthetics. Follow SME Social on Instagram and Facebook, and visit their new website, salinamedaesthetics.org.
You're listening to Liberty Football on KINA.
Back here at Tony's Pizza Event Center, final regular season home game for the Salina Liberty. Of course, everybody wearing red, white, and blue, hopeful that this is not the last home game of the season. Trying to put themselves in position, so it is not. Tracy Brooks is lined up at a wide receiver on the right-hand side. Here's a little screenplay right in the slot. It goes to Anthony Love, and Love is going to fight his way all the way down inside the 5 to about the 1 yard line. And all the attention that time went to the former MVP that was up against the wall out wide. Anthony Love came from the slot position and was able to gash this Topeka defense all the way down the field for 19 yards.
Yeah, that was a pass play for about 6 yards. He went about 6 yards past the line of scrimmage, just a little hook route and got it, and then no contact until at least the 5 yard line.
Javin Kilgo delivering that football right on the receiver's hands. Here's a low snap, flag on the play, handoff to Tracy Brooks and a touchdown, but we
illegal
need
defense,
to check
number 11 lined up too wide.
Illegal defense.
That penalty declined.
So Tracy
Result
Brooks,
of the play
TB2, back
is
in
a
action. The
touchdown.
former MVP gets his first touchdown of the season, which seems weird to say. Maybe I'll have to go back to the first Topeka game and check that. I might be wrong. It's the first touchdown in a couple of months. Let's leave it at that. 13-0 now, Liberty.
Yeah, and once again, just a great, simple two-play drive. They oversee everybody, and A-Love just wide open and gets it down the field, and then why not go to TB2, the former MVP, defending MVP of the CIF. And Jimmy Allen now on for the extra point. We didn't note this earlier. Tracy Brooks is actually the holder this week, too. So Jimmy's went through, and all the kickers, Michael Persley, have went through many of holders this year.
Tracy's Jimmy's guy. He wants him to hold, and he must be capable of doing that as Jimmy makes another extra point, and he is 2 of 2. now on extra points as we defer down to the field to Brian Berner. Talking about the kicking aspect of this, we know the bond between Jimmy and Tracy Brooks is very, very strong. This could elevate the kicking game having Tracy back as well.
Yeah, and that's one of the things Jimmy and I were actually talking about before the game, because I was kind of giving him a hard time. The process that he goes through when he steps back to get his spacing, he was kind of shuffle-stepping a little bit. And he mentioned the change of holders throughout, not knowing how quickly that hold was going to be placed. He couldn't go through his normal process, so he's kind of got to cheat in a little bit to get that momentum going, to get the kick. He definitely feels very confident. He was a little bit concerned with the cast, but tell you what Tracy's able to do is it's beyond what any of us would have expected.
And we've talked about this over the years as Tracy's been here for a while now. It just every year he seems to get stronger, not only physically but mentally in this game. And he is just a phenomenal specimen out there on the field, and it's so good to have Tracy back in the lineup.
Here's the kick by Jimmy Allen, goes right down the middle of the field. It'll be corralled at the 10-yard line, now brought back by Topeka, and a big collision there. Travis Taylor in to make the tackle at about the 23-yard line. Return on the play by Devon Blair Jr.
See if this Liberty defense here can come up with another great stop. And haven't given up any yards yet. First drive, no yards. Negative yards at that with that sack by Kodak Keenan Gibbs on fourth down.
First down and 10 for the Tropics. They are starting out here at their own 22.5-yard line. Once again, around midfield, they're going to try a screen pass out here. Dwayne Autry read that perfectly, but then the receiver right in front of him engaged that. Dwayne Autry knew exactly what that play was. He came sprinting up to read it. They got picked up on a block, and Topeka was able to complete it to the outside receiver on the left hand of Dwayne and get about 7 yards.
Yeah, and he instantly put his hand up like, I read it right, but I made the wrong move. If he would have went in or out instead of in, that would have been for no gain, maybe a loss of yardage.
First positive play, first complete pass of the night for Topeka. Now they're going to try to run it, and that's not a great decision as they're going to lose about a yard. In there to make the play is Travis Taylor. Travis has been a guy we haven't talked a lot about this season just because he's kind of been a silent assassin. He has been the league leader in the top 3 in quarterback sacks, quarterback pressures, quarterback hits in the last 3 years. This year he's not that guy, but his game is much more complete. He's had an interception in the last 2 games.
Yeah, you saw him last week at Sioux City, drop off in coverage. Him and Shaq Bradford both. Travis able to get an interception. Shaq knock it down.
There's a little pump fake by Gibbs at quarterback. He's going to find a receiver in the cushion about the 12-yard line. That receiver will go down to about the 10 and have a first down for the Tropics. It's Andre Taylor Jr. with the catch and taking it to the 9-yard line with 3:39 left to go here in the first quarter.
And a great play call there by Topeka. Ran one guy just on a hook route, one on a deep route, and Andre Taylor Jr. just kind of sat down right in the middle, and it just opened up like the Red Sea, and he just got it for first down.
Nice little pump fake there by Gibbs, kind of setting that thing up. Here's John Gibbs now, little pitch out to the right-hand side to his running back, Lamar Robbins. Robbins will sprint to the wall, get a couple of yards, and that'll bring up second down and goal from about the 7-yard line.
And I think if we go back and look all year, you could go back from the week 1 against Topeka, and where opposing teams against the Salina defense have had first and goal, more times than not have been stopped rather than get in the end zone. We saw it 3 times in one game inside the 5 at first and goal.
Second down and goal from the 8. Gibbs wants to run it, searching for space. He gets through the first surge by Dontre Matthews, who was up in the box. But then the defensive lineman, Travis Taylor included, Keenan Gibbs, Dwayne Autry all there to limit it to a gain of 2.
And at this point, I think you're okay with giving up 2 yards. If you're going to give up 2 yards every play, you're going to stop them. They're not going to get in the end zone.
Third down and goal from the 6. Last couple of minutes of the first quarter, Liberty lead 14-0. Topeka trying to get on the board. They're going to go heavy to the left-hand side. John Gibbs takes the snap. Wants to run it, steps up. Now a little fake, and he's going to shovel pass underneath, and it's incomplete
pass.
And they're reading
Fourth
the
down.
play. Shaq Bradford.
Yeah, Brian, right in front of you. Shaq did a great job of reading that, dropping back into coverage.
Yeah, he did. They saw the quarterback, try to scramble. He wanted that run first, but Shaq was right on top of the intended receiver on that shovel pass, and so great job. And I think Topeka tipped their hat their first possession. They're going to go for it every opportunity in this ball game. 4th and goal from the 6. Here's a flag and an offsides, probably against Travis Taylor. John Gibbs, knowing this, will throw the football away. As Taylor lined up over center that time, just took a big jump and ended up probably coming off sides here. We'll get the official call. This will be half the distance to the goal, as it is offsides against Salina. So now a 4th and goal from the 3 coming up for the Tropics.
Yeah, and Gibbs took a little shot right there as he's still slow, kind of taking a knee, walking over to head coach to get a play call here. A play like that, we saw it. Topeka jumped early, made contact, and they blew the play dead. That time they let the play go when Salina jumps, and Gibbs took an absolute shot right there.
Approaching the last minute of the first quarter. Play clock waning down, but referee Craig trying viciously to try to get it reset. Here's a fake pitch out. They want a naked bootleg, and there's a penalty flag on this play as well at the 5-yard line, and Travis Taylor throws his hands up in disbelief, so that's leading me to believe it's not good against Liberty, but it is holding against Topeka. And Ron says, we're going to decline that bad boy. Just go ahead and take this ball right here at the 5. So the defense again for the Salina Liberty stands up, and they have had 2 possessions for the Tropics. They have turned Topeka away on both possessions, and Salina leading 14-0 as we come to a media timeout. 59 seconds left to go here in the first. It is 14-0. Salina, keep it rolling, okay? Our official friend over there in front of you said media timeout.
Stay. We need media.
We are going to stay here until I'm told not to. We're checking to see if there's a promotion ready.
Media
now we're going to get a media timeout.
Media timeout. All right, here we go. 59 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 14-0. Salina leading over Topeka. Here's their second media timeout of the first quarter on KINA.
The Tony's Pizza Event Center is open for business and ready to welcome you. Whether you have a group of 12 or 1,200, our staff can help you plan the perfect event. With 8 meeting rooms and over 18,000 square feet, the Great Plains Manufacturing Convention Hall has plenty of room for your conference, trade show, wedding, or banquet, while our in-house food and beverage team can craft a menu to suit any event. Schedule your personalized tour today by calling Tony's Pizza Event Center or visit Tony'sPizzaEventCenter.com.
This is a great time to get your business ready for summer with BizSwag in Abilene. Get your logo in front of potential clients and add a personal touch to koozies, coolers, hats, and t-shirts. Plan for wedding season with save the dates, invitations, koozies, and cups for that special day. Need help or suggestions? Give us a call. There are hundreds of things that we can utilize to market your business or event. At BizSwag, we are passionate about promotions, and promoting your business is our business. BIZSWAG. See us on Facebook. Your quote is free.
It's spring cleaning time, and that means you should add one more little thing to your to-do list. Call Comfort Heating and Air for an HVAC clean and check. Our technicians will make sure your system is in tip-top shape, so when warm weather arrives, your AC will be ready. That means cleaning your coils, checking Freon levels, double-checking all electrical connections for safety, even changing your filters. With locations in Salina and Clay Center, we are the company that cares. Comfort Heating and Air.
You can rely on the company that cares. We're Comforts Heating and Air.
The Liberty plays here. Salina's sports station is KINA.
I want to congratulate all the state track athletes who got to business and did work over the last couple of days down in Wichita.
There was a lot of local athletes that I know Abilene had a ton. Southeast has a ton every year.
Yeah. All those results, of course, on SalinaPost.com, brought to you by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. Also, you can see those on Salina Post Sports Twitter page. S-Post Sports, at S-Post Sports. It's all kinds of good stuff. That's my guy, Tyler Henry. He's putting in work.
He puts in work all year round.
He's a dog.
Just an absolute animal at what he does.
Trying to get going here. Here comes the Liberty now, breaking the huddle. Clock running. We're going to go to the end of the first quarter, and we'll see what the Liberty approach is here. Kilgo has a free play. Offsides on Topeka. Javin rolls out to the right. He's going to let it fly down the right-hand sideline. Has a guy, and it's caught at the 5. Trying to get more to the 4. Here's a pitch to Corey Williams that they're already going to call D. Washington down as the Topeka
Offside.
defensive back
Number 11
got
defense.
beat.
That penalty
and he
decline.
is going to be down
Result
at
of play
the
is a
5-yard
first
line.
down.
That is a catch of 40 yards.
So D-Wash did a great job right there. That ball, Kilgo knew he had a free play. Defender came out of his stance, crossed the line. Easy free play. That ball was underthrown, which was probably good because D-Wash adjusted to it, basically turned around like he's boxing out for a rebound, never even made contact and just went up and got it. Defender picked him up parallel, both legs off the ground. He's horizontal with the field and tries to pitch it back to Corey Williams, but he was already against the wall.
And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. We'll have to flip the ends of the field now. Liberty lead it at the end of 1, 14-0 as you listen to it right here on KINA.
When you hire Street Plumbing, Heating, and Electric in Salina and Lincoln, you'll be making a great decision. Providing full-service plumbing and HVAC, they have the knowledge and skills to get the job done right the first time. They work with you throughout the project to ensure you get the personalized service you deserve from licensed and insured technicians. Excellent customer service in Central Kansas since 1985. The experienced team will clean the premises once the job is done. Street Plumbing, Heating, and Electric. Know them better at streetphe.com.
Don't go another day with roof problems. Ryan Roofing will provide you with the world's best roof, the Durolast roofing system, custom prefabricated to fit your specific building. Your Durolast roof will be leak-free with virtually no maintenance. It's resistant to fire, high winds, chemicals, and temperature extremes. Plus, there are potential energy savings versus traditional roofing. Ryan Roofing has installed over 10 million square feet of Durolast roofing. Trust Ryan Roofing to solve your commercial roofing needs. Call for a quote today, 825-0475.
PRP, or platelet-rich plasma injection therapy, has received quite a bit of attention since its use by many professional athletes. Professional football players like Peyton Manning and Jamal Charles have used PRP therapy for sports injuries and to avoid surgery. But you don't have to be a world-class athlete with millions of dollars for this cutting-edge therapy. PRP is available to you in the Salina Pain Clinic. Call the doctors for a consultation and see if this treatment is right for you. See them at 200 South 5th in the Salina Surgical Arts Center.
You're listening to Salina Liberty Football on KINA Sports.
Back here, ready to go. Second quarter, 14-0 Liberty. They're knocking on the door once again after the big catch from Javin Kilgo to Demarius Washington. Here's a fake pitch out left-hand side. They're going upstairs again in the back of the end zone. And the Liberty receiver teetering on the wall, the Topeka Tropics defensive back, flips his feet over and gives him a little bit of help coming over. That was Anthony Love. That's kind of dirty.
Yeah, Lamar Robbins right there with a little extracurricular after the play was well over.
What do you got? Oh, you just ran those stairs, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Brian Russ made it to have a boys' break, down the stairs, up the stairs during that timeout.
He couldn't have done that earlier in the season.
No, prime form right now, and without a walking boot. Here's Tracy Brooks to the right-hand side, and a score. 5 yards out, Liberty lead it, 20-0.
And I think right now Tracy Brooks may be having the most fun that he's had since he's been in Salina, coming back off what everybody thought, Brian, was a season-ending injury, to have a game like this already.
Yeah, I asked him partway through that first half, I go, so how is it? He goes, I've got a cast on. Other than that, I'm ready to go. And he said it took a little bit to get used to, but as even Coach alluded to in pregame, he's been wearing this for the last couple weeks, and so he's just ready to go. And the nice thing is, he's fresh, so he's going to run through some people.
Extra point pending. Jimmy Allen. Placement is down by Tracy Brooks off the snap from southpaw center Kelvin McCoy, and Jimmy punches it up and through. He is 3 for 3. 13-15 left to go here in the second quarter as we're just underway in the second period, and it's 21-0. Tracy Brooks has scored his second touchdown of the night from 5 yards away.
And I think if you're Coach Huron O'Neill at this point, you got to be happy with everything that has went on. Maybe not the first kickoff where Topeka gets good field position, but when you know you have a defense that has proven themselves all year, now that everybody's healthy, everybody's back, and just everything going right now. And I think, Devin, you and I had talked about this, that you mentioned it early in the broadcast, that you go out and beat the number one team on the road in Sioux City, and you come in here back home for the last home game against a Topeka team who is struggling, has not had a win yet. They have nothing to lose. We saw it get chippy there right before that touchdown run by Tracy Brooks. But you have to be mentally strong in a game like this, knowing that things might get chippy. They may start talking. So far, I think if you're Huron O'Neill and Coach Jorge Martinez, everything going right.
21-0 is our score. Other games going on this weekend in Champions Indoor Football tonight. Southwest Kansas, right there in the mix. They're right in the middle of this little lump of three teams that are all 5-3. They're at Wyoming. Then we have two games on Monday. Sioux City at Billings and Omaha at Rapid City. Those games both on Monday. Here's the kickoff now from Jimmy Allen. It's going to be taken by the Tropics at the 12, now to the 20. Little counter run to about the 23-yard line, and a nice form tackle there by Tyrell Green.
Yeah, Jimmy Allen just one hop short. It took the big hop about a half a bounce too earlier. That would have been just a pristine kickoff. And let's talk about this. The Salina team has kind of struggled in extra points and field goals. You know, early in the year, Jimmy got hurt. Michael Pursley comes in. I didn't think he was doing that bad of a job, but when you go back and look at the field goal numbers, they were not good. Let's be honest. They were not good numbers, but 3 for 3 tonight. Kickoffs, okay, they can probably be better, but when you get every extra point, it always helps.
John Gibbs in a pistol formation throws the ball to the right-hand side. Just kind of a blind toss out there, and they're going to lose 5 yards.
And that should have been a penalty. The offender just threw the ball up into the stands, and if you're the opposing team and you throw the ball up in the stands, that should be a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah. $11:54 left to go. Take them 5 yards back. It's going to be, well, almost 6 yards now. Second down and 16 for the Tropics. Gibbs back to pass. Squirts out to the right-hand side, throws a ball, and it's going to be picked off. The Predator got him one. Dontre Matthews went for a ball that looked like it was so poorly thrown that nobody had a chance, and Dontre comes out of nowhere. Detre, for the second week in a row, goes up over the wall and gets an interception.
And, Brian, that ball kind of down the line from you, that thing looked like it was going well up into the stands.
That ball was going every direction but a spiral. It was not a well-thrown ball to begin with, but it did have that tendency. It looked like it was going to clear the boards, but you know, when you've got the athletes that Salina does in that defensive backfield, nothing should surprise anyone.
What a play by Dontre Matthews. And how awesome is he playing right now?
How awesome is it? Him, Kendrick Harper, this whole defense just playing outstanding late in the run. Oh, big hit there, collision. Kilgo kind of led. It appears to be maybe, can't tell, is that Corey Williams? Right there, just an absolute headshot right at about the 10-yard line. Tristan.
Yeah, first time we've seen Tristan Gould in this game. And you're right, he did get lit up there on that play.
I think if you're Tristan, you go back in and say, Javin, Man, don't leave me like that again. I don't want to leave my feet across the middle of the field.
21-0, Salina. 10-15 left to go. Two receivers on the left in motion. Kilgo puts it into the hands of Tristan Gould, and he gets hit hard again. But this time surges ahead for about 3 yards. That'll bring up a third down and about 3 here for the Tropics defense going against this Liberty offense, who they have not been able to stop yet. 3 drives for Salina, 21 points.
Yeah, I didn't get a number on that, but it looked like it might have been Lamar Robbins from the defensive back position coming in on that play with a great hit on Tristan.
Again, Kelvin McCoy slides out to the right. Ed Prince is in the game on this drive. Working off the left, Stephen Fluker, the center. Here's a play action fake to Gould. Now they're going to screen it out to him. And he is going to be hit again hard in the head. And this time he gets up talking to the ref, asking him about it, as he felt like he was being hit and maybe targeted that time by one of the Tropic defenders.
Yeah, it looked like that was number 5, who is got a blank name on the roster sheet here, so can't give him a name. So maybe if you're going to try to make plays like that and you don't want nobody to know who it is, that's one way to do it.
Pretty important to the team then.
Yeah. Ron O'Neill may take this all the way down and take a timeout right here.
Play clock down to 3.
Timeout.
And he will
Salina.
take a timeout.
First charge of the half.
8:49 left to go.
30 seconds in length.
30-second timeout.
Not sure why we didn't take a media timeout there, but we'll just keep it right here. Brian, you need to get your show under control down there.
We've been away from home for a few weeks. A little rusty.
The road trips were good. I don't know why you couldn't make them. We had a great time on the road at back-to-back Omaha, Sioux City, and we come back here and you can't even run the show right.
Better time in Sioux City than Omaha.
Correct. Correct.
Back to action now after the timeout from Coach O'Neill. 3 receivers on the left-hand side, and one of those receivers, if not more than one, may have
False
been
start.
offsides, and it's going to be a procedure penalty
Offense.
here.
5-yard
against
penalty.
Salina. That will drive them
4th
back.
down.
And now make it a 4th down and about 8, maybe 9.
Please reset the game clock to 8:49.
Not in motion on the far side
8:49
of
on the
field.
game clock.
But I think
the clock
he
starts on the
early.
snap.
Yeah, it looked like they gave it to
8:49
Corey
on the
Williams.
game clock.
There was a cluster of them over there. So 4th down and 9, full 9 yards. This time they're going to spread it out a little bit more, but still go 4 wide receivers, 3 on the left, 1 on the right. And Tristan Gould is the receiver on the right from the backfield. Kilgo over the center. He was getting heated up right up the middle of the field and past that football because he had to get rid of it. Linebacker C.J. Thornton came in and put a big hit on him. And the Liberty turn it over on downs.
Media
They're going to
timeout.
give Topeka really good field position here at the 12-yard line when we come back. Media timeout, 8:42 left to go. Second quarter, it's 21-0 Salina here on KINA.
When pests have become too much, it's time to call Hassman Termite and Pest Control. With staff having over 150 years of combined experience, we offer all services for structural pests: termites, ants, roaches, spiders, crickets, mice, and bed bugs. In our 60th year of our family serving yours, give us a call or visit us on the web at hassmantermite.com or see us on Facebook.
Here, and that means more time outdoors with your favorite beverages. More time outside means more barbecues and time on the go. Perfect time to pack our portable wines and ready-to-go cocktails. We also have a great selection of new seltzers and a huge selection of wine and whiskey. Spring in and save big now at all 3 locations. In Salina at Sam's Club, off 9th Street behind Cadova, and on the corner of Iron and Ohio. We have better prices. We're close and quicker. Salina Wholesale Liquor.
K4 Trailer, RV and truck accessories in Salina has been selling every type of trailer and customizing the baddest trucks in Central Kansas for 24 years. Now, K4 is your local dealer for the fastest growing equipment trailer company known as Iron Bull. Plus, Sundowner's newest line of toy haulers, Blazer. K4 is one of the largest stocking trailer dealers in Kansas. K4 also services what they sell and will help you hitch and go. K4 Trailer, RV, and Truck Accessories on West State Street in Salina and K4TrailerSales.com.
You're listening to Liberty Football on KINA.
8:41 left to go here, second quarter. As we work our way towards halftime, we will have the top receiver in the league, D. Washington, joining us at halftime. Precision Electric player profile. Fun to talk to. Former professional basketball player. Made the catch of the year last weekend in Sioux City. And his offense doing really good things right now. D-Wash already has a touchdown. Here's John Gibbs out to the left-hand side, a Liberty defensive back. Tyrell Green all over that one. Nope, that's Evan Ray, excuse me. As he was trying to beat it on that interception right between the 5 and the goal line, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Evan had a great beat on the ball right there, and I thought maybe I'm a half step sooner he picks that thing off. So see if this Liberty team can come up with one more stand as their offense kind of put them in treacherous position here about midway through the second quarter.
Good field position here. Tropics working on trying to get some points on the board. Second down from the 12. They try to run it. Flag on the play. This run goes for 2 yards. Tackle made by Tron Folsom.
And they're looking back. The line judge is looking back at the defense. We'll probably have illegal defense here on Salina.
Illegal defense.
That play will be negated.
Number 15 linebacker lined up at 4 yards. 5-yard penalty for the previous spot.
Getting pretty good at calling.
Repeat.
Well, hold on.
Second
they just
down.
called the linebacker was lined up in the neutral zone, number 15. I'm pretty sure Keenan Gibbs was at nose tackle on that play.
Yeah.
It was probably, is it Tron out there at middle linebacker? It might have been a half yard inside.
5 yards for Topeka, second down and 5. They can get a first down before the goal line. Here's Gibbs, little pump fake out to the right, and that just took way too much time for this Liberty defense. Tron Folsom gets there. He's backed up by Travis Taylor, and they're going to take him back about 3 yards.
And, Brian, I'm not sure if you want to run a quarterback draw and have Tron Folsom unblocked wide open up the middle.
No, I think that's something that Coach Bonner might try to come up with a different play next time, because Salina was ready for that. Tron, like you said, was in great position to sneak in and get that tackle.
21-0. Here's a big third down and 8 for Topeka. Slot receivers in motion. Here comes the blitz again, and it's blocked down. Knocked down out of the air by one of the Liberty defensive linemen. Trying to get a number on that. That might be our newcomer. Nope, that's Keenan Gibbs. Should have known for the dance.
Yeah,
Should have known.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to call it just because he's the only guy that dances when he knocks the pass down. So, Keenan, a great job there. You called the new guys. Isaiah Blackman now out on the field.
He's the only guy that dances every time.
Yeah, he's still dancing.
Fourth down here. Short field. Topeka trying to do something with it. It's fourth down and 8. Gibbs under pressure again. Backpedaling, has to get rid of it, and it is incomplete into the Topeka bench. Coming on the blitz once again is Tron Folsom.
First down, Salina.
He has been able to just speed up this Topeka offense and make it do things it doesn't want to do.
And we've seen great first-year players at middle linebacker come in. You go look at last year with Naquan Thomas playing middle linebacker. Had a stellar year. Tron Folsom now coming in. Just absolutely great. Keenan Gibbs still out on a midfield dancing around.
They're all dancing at this point.
I think if you play as well as this defense does, Haran O'Neal is not happy right now with what is going on. So,
curious as to why.
Offense was down here dancing, not in the huddle.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it.
Yes.
3 receivers to the right-hand side here as the Liberty offense takes over on downs from their own 9-yard line. Kilgo wants it all down the field. D-Wash goes up, catches it, and posterizes another CIF defensive back. On the top of his head is where D. Washington got that
football, and it is a touchdown for the Liberty. It comes from all the way back at the 9-yard line. It's a 41-yarder in the air on first down.
Yeah, Brian, I'm going to send this one down to you right in front of you. Johnny, Little John right there just got made look little by D-Wash.
Yeah, that was directly in front of me, and I'm not sure what I saw. One, that ball was thrown just really from goal line to goal line, and D-Wash was able to go up and bring that down. Basically, it looked like it was caught on top of that defensive back's helmet.
4:57 left to go. What a catch. One play drive. Extra point from Jimmy Allen is right down Broadway, and we have another Liberty score. So you turn the ball over on downs when you're the Liberty offense. It's the first time you've been stopped all night. You give Topeka the ball right around their 12-yard line. Topeka can't do anything with it, and then you go, oh, we're just going to pick up right where we left off. We're going to just get this touchdown here.
And we have not seen plays like this, Devin, since Tyree Adams left to go to the Canadian Football League. We haven't had anybody that can make them deep throws. And now you have a guy like D. Washington here who is 6'5", but plays like he's 6'10". By the time he gets up and goes and gets the football, he did the same thing there as he did on the free play where he caught it at the 5-yard line. The ball was underthrown. He made a great adjustment. The defender was in pretty good position, but when you're undersized against a guy like D. Washington, I'm going to put money on him every time he catches the football. So now Jimmy Allen coming back on here as Salina now leads 28-0, 4:57 left to go in the second quarter. And see maybe if Jimmy can get a good kickoff or a better, get the squib kick down. He's been off just a little bit on the bounces. They've been able to scoop it up about the 10 to 15-yard line every time.
Jimmy on the approach, low line drive kick, bounces at about the 20, and then it's going to trickle back to inside of the 5. Topeka coming out trying to return it here is going to be Andre Taylor Jr. Make his way to about the 16-yard line where the Tropic offense will come over and take
Andre Taylor
from there.
Jr.
Yeah, that may be the best field position this line of defense has had. When really, I don't know if there is a bad field position in the last 3 to 4 weeks that this team has played. Stopping teams inside the 5 on 1st and goal. And now Topeka, you got to start at your own 16-yard line and really haven't been able to get hardly any positive yards at all this whole game.
Pretty skinny. 4:14 left to go. Clock is running. Mike Bonner trying to get his offensive pieces in the right places here as they are taking over 1st down and 10 at their own 16. New quarterback in the game for Topeka. Keenan Gibbs nearly got to him. He's going to be flushed out, get back to the line of scrimmage, and then taken down there as the new signal caller is Devon Blair Jr. We don't know, Brian. We had a little conversation with Coach Mike Bonner pregame. He said that he had to do this in one other game. He's only been the OC for Topeka for 3 weeks. He said he had to do this in one other game. He said, I never want to do that again. So I almost wonder if there isn't an injury to John Gibbs.
Yeah, Gibbs was taking some pretty solid hits. But I also wonder at some point, you just have to make a change to try to get the offense to move.
Devon Blair, 3 receivers on the right-hand side. He's going to pitch it out to the running back who stutter steps and gets about 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
And a great job right there by Travis Taylor. May have not have made the solo tackle right there, but did a great job of making the running back juke in and out 3 times, lateral with the line of scrimmage to allow this Liberty defense to get over there for a short gain to bring up another 3rd and long.
Third down and 7. 2 receivers on the left in motion. Blair looking that way. Here comes Tron Folsom head hunting again. And it's going to be complete in the middle of the field. And it's going to be a Topeka touchdown.
Kendrick Harper and one of the defensive backs over there on that side was saying he was out of bounds up against the wall. But running for his life, Devon Blair Jr.,
again, and it's
knowing he was going to take a hit from Tron Folsom, throws that football into the middle of the field, and it's caught by Ryan Martinez, and Martinez takes it the rest of the way.
Yeah, and that was just a complete busted coverage by this Liberty secondary. As the front three look like they were going to have pressure. They've had pressure all night. Devon Blair Jr. did a great job of rolling out and then just setting his feet and throwing the ball, knowing he's going to get a shot, and just a not very well tackling expose in the backfield right there by that Salina secondary. Brandon Stewart on now for the extra point.
Stewart trying to get, and it's blocked. Here comes the Liberty. Folsom had it blocked, then he tried to pitch it, and it's going to be recovered by Salina,
the kick
but
was blocked and hit the wall.
On the extra point.
No good.
And that's really nothing new for this Salina team. We've seen Shaq Bradford do that a bunch of times. We may have had him have 3 blocks in one game on extra point attempts, but Tron Folsom right there, the snap was bobbled a little bit and unable, maybe to get it down and get it quick. And if you're going against this Salina special teams, especially on extra point or field goals, you can have no mistakes because they are headhunting from that outside.
2:36 left to go. 28-6 is our score. Again, want to remind you, halftime, we will have the man that has already had 2 touchdowns here in the first half, D. Washington. He'll join us at half, our Precision Electric player profile, as we revisit a conversation from the Coaches Show on Monday.
And you go back to D. Washington and his last, let's go starting this week and then back the last 2. At Omaha, frustrated, and you and I talked about it, Devin. You could tell he was visually frustrated at not getting the ball. He got that touchdown late in the game, but just a guy who's never going to quit on you. And you go into next week to the number 1 team in Sioux City, he has the game like he has, and now it just train rolls into this week with 2 touchdowns already. So a guy that is clearly focused, wants to be here, wants to win. He loves Haran O'Neal, Coach Martinez, and him to stick that out and not, give up per se. I know the guys aren't going to give up, but visually frustrated and not able to get the football to have these last 2 weeks that he's had.
He's been pretty good. Even the 11-point performance in Omaha, he had a 2-point conversion where he went up and made a fantastic catch. Here's a ball that's going to bounce to Dwayne Autry a yard deep in the end zone. He's going to come out now, try to look for some blockers, but 3 Topeka Tropics guys and only Tracy Brooks
field
there
the runners
to try
down
to block. He couldn't handle all
contact.
3 of them. And Dwayne Autry is going to be spotted down. He got up and kept running, thought his knee never hit the ground, but the official says, yep, we're going to start you right here with 2:21 left to go before halftime.
Yeah, and the last time Salina started this deep in their own territory, it was one play. I'm going to throw it to you, big guy. Go up and get it and get a touchdown. As he's the last one coming out into the huddle, pointing at the crowd like, let's see if I can get one more.
I asked D-Wash, well, he was right behind me. I go, do you ever make a normal catch? He goes, why would I?
His personality is, it's magnetic is probably the best way to explain it. He's you want to just kind of go towards the guy. And he had some interesting things to say to me about the team and about being a good teammate. And it was very interesting, especially about the quarterback carousel that's been going on here with Salina that kind of seems like now it's settled. Corey Williams gets his first catch as playing a wide receiver, and he comes down the field along with the convoy blockers of Tracy Brooks and Kelvin McCoy.
Yeah, and speaking of D-Wash, just an absolute great kick-out block. Put a guy clear up almost over the boards to allow Corey to get upfield for the rest of the blockers to lead the way.
That was one thing I told him. I said, when you first started playing with Salina, I didn't really realize or take
1
notice
minute
of your
warning.
catches. I took notice of
1
your
minute
blocking.
timing rules are now in
I said, "Do you like
effect.
that?" And he goes, I didn't
Salina
used to.
has 2
I do now."
timeouts.
So
Topeka has 3.
He really takes pride on his blocking. We're at the 60-second warning. 28-6 is our score. Salina with 1 minute left on the clock. Trying to get a score here before halftime. They have first down and 10 at the 20-yard line. short field when we come back for the Liberty on KINA.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Oh my, what a fresh smell, and this entire place is so clean.
You would never guess our friend here is talking about a porta potty. Not just any porta potty. This is a portable bathroom from Salina Septic Service. Salina Septic Service is changing the game with higher standards of cleanliness and service. Porta potties don't have to be gross, so don't accept any less when you can have the best from Salina Septic Service. Now serving Hutch, McPherson, and the Gray Bend areas.
At Salina Medical Aesthetics, they love moms. And let's be honest, they deserve more than just a day. So they're celebrating with Mother's Month in May. At SME, receive a free gift with purchase of any hydrofacial. Botox is 15% off per unit, and fillers are $100 off per 1 milliliter. You can also purchase a gift certificate and receive a free gift. Mother's Day is all month long at Salina Medical Aesthetics. Follow SME Social on Instagram and Facebook, and visit their new website, salinamedaesthetics.org.
The Liberty plays here. Salina's sports station is KINA.
28-6 our score. Salina trying to get it into the end zone here before we end the half. They lead right now. Javin Kilgo looking left. Wants to let it rip towards the end zone. And there's our guy again. Demarius Washington goes up, catches the football, has a DB beat like a rental car, and was able to put it into the end zone once again. And now a photo shoot at midfield. That may be PG-13.
Into the end zone here
before we end the half. If you're Javin Kilgo right now, and you come in and you got receivers that are playing like this, he just threw it up. D-Wash wasn't even out of break yet. He just threw it to the corner of the end zone, knowing where he was going to be right in front of you, Brian. Just a great catch as now D-Wash comes over to celebrate with you.
Yeah, he went in, caught that ball, but his feet, I mean, he was extended out, and his feet actually went into the logo on the side wall first. I mean, tremendous catch and concentration.
Now you got Jimmy Allen on for the extra point, who he's been perfect all year. Now they're rushing around, and Jimmy's going to I think he's going to let the play clock run out here. And I think he kind of took in charge right there.
5-yard penalty.
They kind of were discombobulated. If you're Jimmy Allen, you know, Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, we were missing one of the linemen. Apologize for that. But missing one of the linemen that didn't make it back out there in time. And it was Ed Prince. So new to, back some of the schemes and special teams situations. But it was a good job by Jimmy just to take charge and say, you know what, let's just move it back to 5 yards.
Well, yeah, and you get a little extra kicking practice, right?
Yeah.
Still got Kelvin McCoy now snapping back to Tracy Brooks, your reliable holder. And Jimmy Allen's kick is up and good. So no harm, no foul. You get a little bit longer attempt there to get some game situations in, and you end up punching it through anyway. Now 5 of 5 for extra points for Jimmy Allen. This is his best game in some time. Now it's 35-6. Salina with 55 seconds left.
Yeah, and barring that just busted coverage play, really, and a great play by Blair at quarterback for Topeka to get that touchdown, this Salina team just living up to expectations. We mentioned it over and over again. You go and beat the number one team in their own place, one of the most hostile places to play in the CIF, knowing you're coming back home against a team that has no wins. You have to come out and make a statement. And I think so far, Salina has made a statement. Try to get an update here on the Southwest Kansas-Wyoming game. Kickoff still not for another 15 minutes. So they will be probably close to halftime by the time this game finishes. Jimmy Allen back on now to kick off and see if he can. Jimmy's been upset with himself the way his kickoffs have been. They haven't been terrible. Still holding them back in their own side the last time at about the 12 to 14 yard line. I think Jimmy just wants that one with the big hop. Kick is away, bounces about midfield, takes a big hop at the 10-yard line. The receiver's got to wait for it. There's a clear block in the back, missed. Oh, now it comes out up against the wall at about the 20-yard line, but I believe the block in the back at the 15 on Travis Taylor is going to come back, as it looks like Tristan Gould picks up the flag and gives it back to the ref, and he moves it back 2 yards.
During the return, block in the back.
35
Number
to
12
6
receiving
is our
team.
score.
Half this to go from the spot of the foul. First down, Topeka.
Well, he was on the receiving team, right?
Yes, it was a block in the back.
Okay. So Topeka will put themselves back here, and it looks like they are going to stick with Devon Blair Jr., listed as a wide receiver, came into this game as a wide receiver, and Mike Bonner has put him now at quarterback with an extremely long towel hanging out of his back belt. He has thrown the only touchdown score for Topeka in this game. 35 to 6, they're going to start out here. Topeka will at their own 7-yard line. 47 seconds, 3 timeouts for the Tropics to work. Here's Blair. Passes the football over the head of his receiver at the midfield stripe, targeting Andre Taylor Jr. that time. Incomplete.
Yeah.
Keenan Gibbs with the heat.
Yeah, and Keenan Gibbs a great job. It was kind of Shaq Bradford here on the near side kind of went up and then came back up. But once he realized Keenan Gibbs was up there, he kind of dropped back into coverage again. And a great job by this Salina secondary once again right there, as got Dwayne Autry just kind of playing free safety just out there by himself.
Second down and 10. 4 receivers, 2 slot guys in motion and movement up front. This might be against the Topeka left tackle. I think he moved last time. He's trying to get out of the stance and try to block Shaq Barrett or Bradford, and Shaq is just.
Please reset the game clock to 41 seconds.
My little guy.
41.
He's not that
False
big,
start.
but man, he is fast.
64 offense.
Right now, it's uncomfortable
After this
for that
to go.
Topeka offensive lineman.
Second down.
Side.
Yeah, he may be the smallest out of the offensive defensive linemen, but I guarantee you I will take him on a first 2-3 steps with his hand movement, his feet just so quick. We've seen him block field goals, extra points, quarterback sacks, just everything going right for Shaq this year.
He popped a man's helmet off one day.
Yes.
35-6 here, now backed up half the distance to the goal. It's going to be second down at about 13. Movement again up front. Kilgo trying to get away from pressure, throws it back against the grain, picked off. Shaq Bradford came from the end zone, gets the interception, tried to lateral to Tyrell Green, and they turn it back over. Oh, man. Shaq Bradford read that play, Brian, in opposite order. He came from the end zone running out of the end zone.
Interception by Salina, but they fumbled, recovered by Topeka. First down, Topeka.
Yeah, Shaq did a great job of reading that play coming back. Problem was then he tried to extend the play, the lateral back, which resulted in a fumble on Salina and a recovery by Topeka. So now Topeka with a 1st and 10.
Yeah, with a clear change of possession right there, and Shaq kind of flipping that one back, and then a fumble. So it will give Topeka a first down here. Still 28 seconds left, still 3 timeouts.
New set of downs. It's like that last couple plays didn't even happen. Here's a pass down the field, and it's going to be right through the hands of Dwayne Autry, and a touchdown caught for the Tropics. Coming down with that football in the end zone that time was Jamari McNair. And it looked like Dwayne Autry had a perfect read on that, but the ball went right through his bright yellow gloves.
Yeah, and that, like he read, Dwayne Autry did everything right there but catch the ball. Like read it, was the furthest guy back, didn't let anybody get behind him, got behind him late as he went up to get the ball. And, yeah, just a real unfortunate deal right there for Dwayne Autry and this Liberty defense.
And we want to be clear, too. Dwayne was on a dead sprint from the center of the field over to this corner and launched, jumping up, trying to get that football. It would have been a spectacular catch if he could have completed it. But he did everything except that. But what a great effort.
Yeah.
And Topeka
has found a little spark here with a new quarterback who will also hold for this extra point. Extra point, the last one was blocked. This one's going to hit the right upright and bounce off no good. So the problem for Topeka here is you have scored, but you have also left 21 seconds and 2 timeouts for Salina to do something here.
Yeah, and we've seen a one-play drive already for 45 yards to Demarius Washington deep. So
41, yeah.
Playbook still wide open, and it's all going to depend on this Brandon Stewart kick right now and where Salina gets the ball. Maybe if Dwayne Autry's going to be back. Clearly frustrated with himself on the field for not coming up with that interception. You called it. He was on a dead sprint in the air for a while, tried to catch it. Now you're going to have Dwayne Autry back to return this kickoff, which is just going to be a scary situation in itself.
Brian, you got a dance partner there, just begging for some action.
Well, I know. We're doing a little Rapper's Delight together here with my man D-Wash. You know you're going to be the halftime guest, right?
If I have to, I'm out here for everybody.
Have you got 3 touchdown catches tonight?
So far, yes. So far, work not done yet.
Not done. So what's the ceiling here?
The mini goal was 3, but now that I excelled that before half, I'm gonna try to go for 6.
All right,
we can break a record.
There you go, guys. You heard it here. 6.
Love it. Demarius Washington will be our guest at halftime. Precision Electric player profile. You heard him. I mean, that's kind of the attitude he had with me. It's just like, whatever needs to be done, I'm going to do it. He's encouraging quarterbacks. He's encouraging people to kind of do whatever. Here's Tracy Brooks. He goes up and stabs a kickoff at the 10-yard line. He's going to bring it all the way back to about the 25 and then tripped up there as he moves it into Topeka territory with 16 seconds left to go. 2 timeouts here in the pocket of head coach Ron O'Neal as the Liberty may try to get some more points here as they start out the 24.
I mean, if you're head coach Ron O'Neal right now, why would you not tell number 1 to just keep doing what you're doing, Kilgo, just throw it up there, let him go get it because it's worked so far. It worked last week. We saw last week he could go up and get anything, snatch it, defenders on his back, throw it up to him, let him try it again.
And we're talking about Demarius Washington, which we should, but how about Javin Kilgo in his play? I mean, he's kind of locked himself in, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, he is a lock for QB1 right now for Salina the rest of this year. He has to be.
He will take a shotgun snap here, send 2 guys, 1 on each side in motion. Back to pass, little pump fake. There's a flag that flies. He's going to dump it off to the left to Corey Williams, who gets about 9 3/4 yards to the 15-yard line where he is brought down there, but we will have to check the flag and see where that's going to land us with 10 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, and it looks like it might be on Topeka as the head lineman over
illegal
here
defense,
saying
number 2.
So, yeah,
that penalty decline.
Exactly
the result of the play
so
is a first down. The ball's
they are
going
to give him first down yardage on that play.
He was fighting his tail off over there against the far wall and was able to get it.
And he got against the wall to stop the clock and didn't have to burn a timeout.
Very important.
Detre Matthews now out there at wide receiver.
See that. Corey, one of those flex guys, played some defensive back, played some linebacker, now playing wide receiver. Here's Kilgo, back to pass. Little head and shoulder fake, clock down to 5. He's going to go to the back of the end zone. That one's too high. As Demarius Washington kind of throws his hands up, says, I'm pretty good, but I can't get that one.
Yeah, and I think right now they're going to bring on Jimmy Allen as he's had a great night so far. Good kickoffs, perfect on extra points. So why not bring on Jimmy Allen to see what he can do here with. It looks like Tracy Brooks is going to spot this one about the 21 and a half yard line.
21.
Timeout.
And
Topeka
will take
first charge of the half. 30 seconds.
And we've talked to Jimmy about this, Brian. He loves this. When people take timeouts and try to freeze him, he kind of likes this situation, doesn't he?
He does. It's, one of those situations, Jimmy and his entire family, with his brother also being a kicker, it's something they've grown up with. It's a routine that they practice, all 12 months of the year, because it's all a mindset that they go through. And Jimmy will just come up, and like he said, he loves the moment, and I think he's excited. The only disappointment Jimmy said, he told me tonight, was that first kickoff. He just didn't get it to get the bounce that he needed. But other than that, he's been pleased so far with his performance.
Tracy has backed us up to about the 22-yard line now, so it is a legit 30-yard field goal attempt here to end the first half. The snap will come from Kelvin McCoy. Tracy Brooks will put the placement down for Jimmy Allen's kick attempt from the 22-yard line. The kick is up, and it is no good. Off to the right-hand side, and that will bring us to the half, where Brian Berner will try now to get in touch with head coach Haran O'Neal.
Brian's going to have to hustle if he wants to.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, guys.
He's had a month off. I mean, we should probably give him a little bit of leeway.
There we go. He's trying to hustle, get down there, and tell Coach Martinez is up here, still got his headset on, maybe tell him just, hey, whoa up about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, he's looking at some stuff. He's got his digital coaching tools out.
He's going to catch him.
Love the effort.
Yeah.
Let's go down.
See, he knew I was winded. Coach, up 35-12 at half. The big thing, performance. You got a quarterback. He spotted a receiver. D. Washington has had a great performance, but we look at having Tracy Brooks back.
I'm extremely excited to have Tracy back, and I'm glad that we got him to the paint twice. So we're going to give him a couple more reps here in this third quarter, see how it all works out. But we've got to be more complete in our passing game. Right now, we're not running the routes the way we need to run the routes, and that's what's causing some confusion back there. But we have had, the good thing is great protection by our offensive line and great blitz pickup by our running back.
The defense stepped up, had some short fields, put some stops in. A couple, I'm going to say, lucky plays from the Topeka standpoint to get on the back.
Well, I'm not going to call them luck because they actually happened. Obviously need to come down with that interception over here at the end. And then D-Trey should at least make the tackle there on the one scramble. So that wasn't luck there. I mean, them throwing it may be lucky, but what they did, they actually caught the football, and we haven't. That's the problem going in the secondary.
Any adjustments second half?
We got to catch it.
Salina Sports Station.
There you go, guys. Back up here.
He almost said that was straight. 35-12. We are at halftime. As we step away when we come back.
Into the end
Precision
zone
Electric
here
player
before
profile.
we get the
The guy that has
half-day
3
lead right
touchdowns
now.
in the first half for
Kilgo
Demarius
looking
Washington.
left.
We will
Wants
check in
to
with
let it
him.
rip
And
towards
it's
the
coming
end
up after
zone.
this break.
There's our
Leading
guy
35-12 right here at halftime.
Show Construction does metal roofs. Show Construction offers residential, commercial, and ag metal roofing. Show offers designer rib steel, standing seam, screw-down panels, or stone-coated steel. Show Construction has financing available with low monthly payments. When it's time for a new metal roof, remember Show Construction. We'll travel to you and provide free estimates. Call 833-2007. That's 833-2007. Google us, showroofing.com, or find us on Facebook. Show Construction, the company your neighbors trust.
Think about the word precision. Precision represents quality and the fact of being exact and accurate. Isn't that what you want when it comes to electrical? Precision Electrical Contractors in Salina brings exact and accurate quality to electrical jobs in Central Kansas since 2003. Precision Electric's focus on quality and performance, combined with their experience and dedication, creates a winning set of finished products which saves their customers so electrical. Visit the team at Precision Electrical Contractors online at pecsalina.com.
This is the Liberty Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap, stats, interviews, and a look at other CIF games. Now let's head back to the arena for Liberty Halftime on KINA.
Back here at halftime, Topeka Tropics, Salina Liberty here at Tony's Pizza Event Center. Time to step aside from the game and our Precision Electric player profile. Our player guest here at halftime is the wide receiver number 1 of the Salina Liberty. It's D. Washington.
D. Washington here joining us. And, man, we got a lot to talk about here because you had some catches on Saturday at Tyson Event Center against the Sioux City Bandits. We'll get to that a little bit. Just fill us in on D. Wash. What's your story? Where do you come from? What's your hometown? Just tell us a little bit about where you come from.
From Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
Right now, got a family out in Arizona. Just, 2 kids, 2 brothers who are in Texas also. Man, I'm the life of the show.
So usually people from Texas, you're pretty loyal to the state of Texas. Are you a Texas guy through and through, no matter what?
I grew up on that.
Yeah.
You know, I guess as we get older, you know, we expand. But from the heart, yeah. Dallas, Texas all the way. Dallas Stars, Dallas Cowboys, Texas Rangers.
So I have to ask you, there's been a lot of great Cowboys receivers. We're number 88. Who's your favorite of them all?
I like Des Bryant. I give it Des Bryant.
All right.
But Michael Irvin, I'm old school. So Michael Irvin was the true catcher. Catcher. But I like Des Bryant. He brought the excitement to me.
Cowboys, I'm kind of a Cowboys fan. I grew up a Cowboys fan. Can we ever get it done in the playoffs? What's going on there? You looking good for that or what? Always on prime time. We got that covered, but got to get some wins in the postseason, right?
It's one thing to get close, but if you don't get that ultimate playoff win, it's tough. It's tough.
Let's talk about you here in the professional ranks. So you are one of the best to ever do it in indoor football, and you've had some experience around with Ron O'Neal, with Coach Martinez in Colorado, if I remember right, playing with them.
Correct.
Tell us about the history that goes on with you and these two guys here that we have leading the Salina Liberty right now.
Man, the chemistry, the trustworthiness, I'll say, is one of the big things. And even when they barely knew me back then, like, they gave me those keys to trust that I'll do the right thing. So, and I showed them. You know, I fulfilled that mark. Other than that, they always knew that I'll come and perform. Even during bad week of practice, they just had that trust and belief. So, and that always stuck with me coming back now.
Yeah.
Once I talked to them, it's like, you know what, I know that they're going to believe in me and make me believe in myself. So that was one of the big things, just making me believe in myself.
Coach O'Neal told us before the break that you actually had some time going through some workouts and doing some tryouts with some NFL squads. I think he said the Indianapolis Colts was one of them. What was that experience like for you, and what did you learn?
Oh, it was so real. It was so real. Just being out there, you know, not being starstruck because my brother was an NFL guy as well, but just being out there and being able to work with Andrew Luck and all them guys, it was so real. Like, the feeling, just being out there, even catching that first pass, warming up in front of the whole staff, the towel guys, you know, asking if I'm tired. It was really undeniable. Like, it was kind of like a dream. So when I went back to the hotel that night before they let me know everything was going on, I was just kind of still, like, soaking up the moment. So that moment was, like, so real.
I'm always curious about that because, I mean, we're talking about top 1%. People don't realize how much talent you have to be to even get a call like that. And to have that happen, I mean, that's phenomenal. So, first of all, congratulations. But I'm curious, what did you learn? Did you learn something there that you carry with you today, whether it's preparation or going into a game, first offensive drive? What was it that you learned during that process that you may still carry with you into games now?
Really just the route, understanding that you may be that number one target, you may not. But if you can run your route precisely and get the next person open, you're doing your job. If I take this deep route and I draw two, I feel like I did my job. If the ball is still thrown and I have two on me, now it's time to go get my money. So that ball is, like, considered my money. That's my check.
Yeah, good way to look at it. You came in at a time in transition where Tyree Adams was starting to bloom as a quarterback. He gets a CFL contract, right? So then we're kind of searching for somebody to get you the ball. I got to tell you, I had a lot of respect for you over the last couple of weeks because the ball wasn't coming your way.
Yes.
But what really sticks out in my mind, the first thing I saw you do that, in my mind, I said, this guy's going to help this team, is your blocking.
Yeah.
You're out there on run plays working just as hard, if not harder, as what you are in pass routes. Talk about that part of your game and what you take pride in as far as the run game.
Well, just believing in my teammates, honestly, you know, and I wouldn't just take all the credit because we come as a receiver group, you know, me, Ed, and A-Love, and we talk about it in the huddle. When we hear the play and we break out, it's like, okay, you got this guy, you got that guy. So if one of us slip and we are able to catch it, we're going to help him get right or help the next person. We know the ball is going on the X screen to A-Love. Hey, we have to make him believe that we're going to get these blocks. So it's more of a unit than just, I would say, me. Yeah, it might look like me, but if Ed doesn't make that block, A-Love is not successful. I don't make that block.
Do you like the physicality? You like the contact part of it?
I used to not.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I used to not, but, you know, just getting older, just understanding, like, my role, knowing that, you know, hey, look, it's not all about me.
Yeah.
So that was one of the biggest things, even coming in here, understanding the role and understanding what they already have here and what I can add. That was a big plus. So.
That was the big question for you, D. I mean, you're starting conversations again with Coach Martinez and also Coach O'Neill. What was it about Salina? You're kind of looking around and you're going, other than those two, what was it about Salina that you saw that made you want to come play?
To be truthfully honest, it was Coach Martinez,
okay.
Coach O. I know past couple of years they tried to get me out here, and I went opposite ways. Not due to anything else, other opportunities. But this year, after, going through adversity in Texas, playing with a team out there, nothing towards that team as well. Once I up and left that team, I gave Coach Martinez a call, and, we briefly talked for a good 30 minutes to an hour, and it was just basically on what was next.
Can you talk to Coach Martinez for less than 30 minutes? I can't. It's always a long conversation, right?
Coach Martinez loves everyone, and
right.
If you don't understand him and know that, then you don't understand what kind of call you're getting into.
That's right. That's right. So I want to fast forward here a little bit. You come into the building. You join this team kind of midway through this season. As we said, Liberty in transition. When you hit the field and you're in a first practice with these guys, what'd you see on the roster? What'd you see that kind of made you go, okay, this is a team that has some potential here?
Guys either played against or with from past experience. What was there, the camaraderie, stepping in. When I first stepped in that first practice, I hugged the wall. I was a wall player. Yeah, I still had my personality. Yeah, I made people laugh and so on and so forth, but I want to see how it was without me being in the picture.
Yeah,
guys knew, I maybe was coming in and so on and so forth. But just being there and maybe them thinking whatever they may have thought of me and me thinking whatever, or feeling whatever I felt of them, it was just really filling each other out. What am I going to do? What are they going to do? How do they look? How do I look? And it's all my opinions, my judgments of myself. It's like, where do I fit? So, I don't want to come in and step on anyone's toes, whether you're a vet or a rookie, because I'm coming in mid-season.
And that can be tough, right? Because coming in, when you're going to come in, you're going to be on the active roster. So somebody's got to slide off because these rosters are so darn small, 21 guys. So it is a tough thing mentally sometimes too, isn't it? Where somebody is going to be cut off the roster on game day because you're here. How do you handle that part of it?
Well, if I come and I'm not ready, I'm not in shape, Coach Martinez and Coach O are going to do what they feel is best for the team. So me coming and being dominant and ready and understanding it wasn't too much of pushing the next man off. It was still letting them learn. So I come in, I may run a route, and I run my routes to make the next person ask, okay, what did you see when you did that?
Yeah.
So instead of me just being a vet and not giving the game off, I'd rather explain to them, let them know why I did that, why I ran this route and sat down, or why I kept going. So the experience, and if the next person might not know, you might not be playing this week, but I'm also leave hope next week for you to get better.
Yeah.
If you're not cutting your routes, or if you are cutting your routes short, then as a vet receiver, I'm going to let you know, hey, look, you didn't get it because if you would have took it 2 yards past where you need to, maybe you would have came. Maybe the ball would have came. So it's just giving the younger guys and the other guys I have with me the knowledge I have. That's the biggest thing.
Great way to look at it. That's absolutely a great way to look at it. So let's talk about the fun stuff here. Let's get into the game on Saturday. You're kind of blowing up a little bit here on social media because of one of the touchdown catches you made. You had a couple of them in the game against Sioux City. Just take me through it, man. You're going down the seam, and Kilgo is able to find you, and you're covered up. You're one-on-one with a guy. What did you see as that play started to develop and the ball was in the air?
To be honest, it was more so of running the right route. When I first get out there, I'm watching the receiver, and I know I have a 9 route. He's sitting inside. I think one of the biggest things was when he peeked at the quarterback. I knew to cut it then. So he looked at the quarterback because I felt like he knew I was coming for a post. So he was sitting there, but he peeked at the quarterback, and that's when I took my shot to go in. When the ball actually came, like I've always talked to with Javin, it's like, just give me a chance.
Yeah.
And that's one thing we know through past history is you just put it out there and let me, give me a chance. Keep it in the arena, keep it out the arena, just give me a chance to make the play. So when he released it, for a second I thought it went too far, but I leaned and it was just amazing grab, honestly. I can't I do this. It's just one of those things that it happened. It just happened.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, right? I mean, you dream about people about it. Of course, I shared it on my social media, and Dan comes in tonight, one of the owners of the Liberty, and he couldn't believe how you caught the ball and then tucked it away. And we saw Coach O'Neill try to explain that in the last segment. But hold your hand up for me. I mean, that's kind of where that came from, right? You had the defensive back with one arm. The other hand did all the work, didn't it?
Yes, sir. Like I said, it was a well-placed ball, and through the grace of God, I put my hand up, and I felt it stick. Once it hit my palm, I felt it, I squeezed it, and now it's like coming down. That was the second part of any catch.
Yeah.
The first thing is putting your hands on the ball, catching it. The second part of it is coming down. And once I came down, I knew I solidified the catch. It was just coming down, making sure I still have hold of it. So that's where the cradling part come in. And I mean, the rest was excitement. I knew we were going to win. I was already feeling good. So no lie, it was just a so real feeling, honestly.
Sioux City's such a fun place to play. It seems like they do everything the right way there. What does it feel like to go in a building where a team that hangs banners, they're up there, we all saw them, and they're undefeated this season? What's it feel like to walk out of that building that night at 10 o'clock after a win and know that you're on track?
As a team, as an organization, I felt like it was so real again. It was a good win. Are we finished? No. But it was something to soak up for that moment, for that day or two. We're ready. We're locked and loaded, ready for this week, whether we're playing a team that's undefeated or whether we're playing a team that's 0-, whatever. So we had our fun. Now we're just mentally getting ready to physically prepare for this week and, go on and take on our next opponent.
You have a Topeka team coming in. You get to play at home here in Salina, your last home game. And you also get more time with the new quarterback, with Javon Kilgo. Coach told me he came in, kind of squeaked in when the sun was coming up, made it to practice, and was on the bus to go to Sioux City. Are you looking forward to the week and spending more time with him because you guys are on the same side of the ball?
Well, it's really, like I said, it goes back to just being prepared with everyone. I wouldn't just say with offense. Defense got offense back, offense got defense back. So whether we do go with Javon or we go with Curry, both of them are good quarterbacks. They both coming to learn. They're learning off each other. They're vibing off each other, and that's another good thing I'll say about Curry. Once he did get taken out, he was still there. He was still there. The camaraderie was still there. He was never having his head down. He was telling Javon everything he see. What can prepare Javon for the next drive. So I have big shout-outs towards him as well. And, either quarterback, when we're in practice, it doesn't matter. We're just getting ready to prepare for the next game.
Well, I got to tell you, D, for radio guys like me that watch every play, I love watching you play. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for your time. We're going to talk more in the future.
That's our Precision Electric player profile, brought to you by Precision Electric and also Street Plumbing and Heating. We're at halftime of the Salina Liberty here at home, taking on the Topeka Tropics. When we come back, a recap of the first half and also a look ahead and the start of the third quarter. It's coming up. Halftime continues on here from Tony's Pizza Event Center on KINA.
When you hire Street Plumbing, Heating, and Electric in Salina and Lincoln, you'll be making a great decision. Providing full-service plumbing and HVAC, they have the knowledge and skills to get the job done right the first time. They work with you throughout the project to ensure you get the personalized service you deserve from licensed and insured technicians. Excellent customer service in Central Kansas since 1985. The experienced team will clean the premises once the job is done. Street Plumbing, Heating, and Electric. Know them better at streetphe.com.
You're listening to Salina Liberty Football on KINA Sports.
Back here at the Pizza Palace, Tony's Pizza Event Center, Salina, Kansas, 35-12. The Liberty protecting their home field. Right now leading by 23 points over the Topeka Tropics. D. Washington, our guest at halftime, brought to you by Precision Electric. 3 touchdowns in that first half, all from Javon Kilgo. Also, the return of Tracy Brooks, the MVP from 2021, has played well. 2 touchdowns for him. And this defense continues to play well. But as you heard the head coach, Ron O'Neill, just not happy at halftime.
No, and I don't know what it would take to make this guy happy, but your team is playing, really well right now. You're up 35-12 and just doing everything right except for, he said, Dwayne Autry's got to come down with that interception. It would have been a great interception. But let's touch on something of what just happened at halftime, why Keenan Gibbs was doing his interview. Devin, I'll let you explain to what Washington, about, and I'll go into it. So Francis Flax does a lot with the community, the veterans. Every veteran that was here came out on the field, walked around, got a handshake against the wall, around the party pit, the presidential area. And then they also had, I believe, about 12 to 14 young men and women that came out and took the oath to join the Army at halftime of this game.
Yeah, very fitting for a Memorial Day weekend type of remembrance. There was a mini submarine. I don't know how else to explain it. It's a showpiece that Von Mortimer has a hand in, and part of the crew that he used to be enlisted with. We're out in the parking lot before the game for a tailgate party. So Liberty, I've said it before. I said it at Coach's Show on Monday and talked about it here a couple of times too. They take this weekend and having home games very seriously when it comes to Memorial Day weekend, and they have done things the right way as usual here. And doing things right way on the scoreboard too. 35-12 as Jimmy Allen gets ready to kick this off and start the game here for the second half. Jimmy's going to put a low line driver. It's going to take a good hop and nearly go over the head of the return man here for Topeka, who's off and running to the left-hand side, and that is going to be A.J. Ryan, one of the running backs on this Tropics squad, who will be brought down at the 19-yard line. So we start there. Topeka with the football, trailing 35-12, and they will have possession to start the third quarter.
Then the game between Southwest Kansas and Wyoming in Gillette, Wyoming, was said to kick off. I'm guessing it is just now kicking off, which would be 7 o'clock Mountain Time, and they're just getting ready to go underway in Gillette between the Southwest Kansas Storm and the Wyoming Mustangs.
Our first half was pretty fast-moving here.
Yeah, it was extremely fast-moving, and like you said, the other two games are on Monday. Which a big one if you're a Salina fan between the Sioux City Bandits and the Billings Outlaws.
First down and 10 for the Tropics. They will continue to play. Devon Blair Jr. at quarterback. Screen pass to Martinez, right-hand side, has some space, still on his feet. And before he is finally stopped and corralled, will get 9 yards and headed off into Salina Liberty territory at the 22-yard line.
And a great quick screen play right there. Devon Blair got it out quick, and Martinez was wrapped up about midfield and able to get about 3 to 4 more yards after that to bring up second and short.
Second down and about 1.5 yards here for the Tropics offense. Von Blair this time will go under center. Has a single running back behind him. 3 receivers on the right-hand side. Here's a pitch again that goes errant, goes up against the wall, and being out of bounds is going to bail to
the rule in the field is a backwards
Ryan
pass.
Burner, I trust you
It
have
hit
your
the wall
oxygen
out
back
of
with
bounds.
you, as that is a
Third down.
dangerous play. Topeka has ran down twice.
Yeah, it's something that you're kind of surprised that they do when they pitch that back. That time it just went high. And as you said, it hit the wall first, so that's even though they lose yards, it's a good break for Topeka as they're able to retain possession.
Like Devon Blair was throwing a greased pig out there. Just didn't have any control of that football whatsoever and ends up losing about 8 yards for his team. Now back on the other side of the midfield stripe at their own 21-yard line. Third down and 8 for the Tropics. Wide receivers on the right. 2 of them in motion. All 3 reside on that side of the field. Blair wants to pump fake. Now he's under pressure, trying to get away. Goes back inside the 10, all the way to the 5. Still being chased, and this ball nearly picked off by Kendrick Harper. And then Tron Folsom lays the wide receiver to rest, and it's going to be incomplete. K-Hop had that vapor trail of a ball go right off his gloves.
But then you got Keenan Gibbs and Travis Taylor, 2-man rush, drop 1 into coverage, and those big guys were hustling up front. They had him over here. Devon Blair switches fields. Keenan Gibbs takes an angle, and a great job by K-Hop in the back to deflect that one.
Dangerous play there for Topeka. 35-12 is our score. They have a 4th down trailing. It's 4th down and 8. Even split movement by the Topeka left tackle. Now a late flag comes out by the near line judge. It's about the 3rd or 4th time he's moved early in this game. This is the second time he's actually been
5-yard
taken
penalty. 3rd down.
Yeah, the left tackle right there has been quick, and I think you about have to be a half step quicker if you can get away with it with Shaq Bradford on your side, knowing that he is probably one of the fastest in the league at the first 2 steps to get around the end.
So 4th down continues here for the Tropics. They go all the way back. Now 4th and 14 to the 16-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Here comes Bradford again. Beat his guy. Blair trying to run away, and he will fumble the football. It's going to be picked up. Kendrick Harper, I think, has it. K-Hop down the left wall, all the way to the end zone, and he's going to score. That ball bounced right into the gloves of Kendrick Harper, and K-Hop, the former Jayhawk, all the way to the end zone.
For a touchdown.
Fumble recovery for 6 points for the Liberty.
That was 100% effort, Brian Bernard, by Shaq Bradford to chase Devon Blair down from the outside, rip the ball out, and allow K-Hop to scoop it up for the score.
100% spot on. Shaq has done a great job in getting around it, and as you guys have said, Shaq's the one forcing those false starts on that offensive guard, but that ball just did bounce up perfectly for K-Hop to be able to get it, and he was able to use that wall accordingly, get down for the touchdown, and great job to our chain gang for being able to get out of the way in time.
Worry about those guys. They're not the most nimble of foot. There's the extra point for Jimmy Allen. His kick is up, and it is good. He remains perfect on the evening. Now 42-12 is our score. 10 minutes left to go. We're just underway in the 3rd quarter.
And once again, this Salina defense just comes up with an amazing play. Now, Devon Blair was stopped way short of the 1st down. He knew he had to get 4 more yards, so he tried to spin out of it. Shaq able to run him down, strip the ball, and just took probably one of the most luckiest bounces because it literally was a half a yard from the sideline. K-Hop able to scoop it up, squeak down the sideline, nobody there but one offensive lineman who obviously any offensive lineman against a defensive back doesn't have a shot to take anybody down in this league. But an excellent, excellent job by this Salina defense, once again showing why they are the best in the league. And now Jimmy Allen back on for another kickoff. And if you are Haran O'Neal, Coach Martinez, Coach Dylan Mendocino, you want to get special teams has been kind of iffy earlier in the year. Your kickoffs were not great, and then Pursley comes in when Jimmy gets hurt and kickoffs got better. So now you get a game like this where you kick off 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. You can work on it over and over and try different things.
Jimmy Allen set for his kickoff, and this one's going to sail over the wall and not even be close to remaining on
Ruling the field's a free kick over the end zone
wall.
That
was close.
Ball be placed at the 25-yard line.
Lower corner.
1st down.
Yeah.
To go through the uprights, which would have given us a point.
And I think that's exactly what Jimmy was trying to do right there, because when he took 2 extra steps to the side and gave it everything he had. So I think firmly right there he was trying to get that 1 point to go through the upright.
He is going to talk to Coach Ron O'Neal about it. Coach O'Neal doesn't seem upset at all. He's kind of smiling and nodding his head like, man, he held his hands up. Yeah. You were right there, bud. You're right there.
And in a 42-12 game, why not try it? Jimmy has a leg. That thing was just about squeaked in the left corner of the upright.
Crazy kickers.
He's going to make his way over here, so we'll find out for sure. I'll have to ask him if it was a mistake.
Tropics will take over at their own 25-yard line. Actually, midfield stripe 25-yard line. 1st down and 10. 42-12. 2 receivers on the left in motion. Blair under pressure again. Couple of Liberty linemen just heating him up, and they're going to get a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. I don't think that's going to qualify as a sack, but it is very, very close. And that's the newcomer in there, Isaiah Blackman, 6'3", 245 pounds. And this is a guy, when I brought his name up to Ron O'Neill looked like he was in love. He told me about this guy, and he really, really likes Isaiah Blackman, a guy that just got released in the IFL from Sioux Falls and quickly got inked here in Salina.
Yeah, it didn't take long, and Ron O'Neill lit up like a Christmas tree when you brought his name up, and it's good to see maybe now in the second half he will be able to have some more playing time.
Blackman on the left defensive end this time. Quick pass out for Topeka. They're going to get about 5 yards on this pass play, and then is a stoppage right there after a gain of about 7.
Yeah, that ball kind of got in. It was a great ball by Blair to get quick in to about the 18-yard line to bring up 3rd down and short for this Topeka Tropics offense.
7:45 left to go here in the 3rd. 42-12 our score. Topeka trailing, driving. 3rd down and 3. 2-by-2, total of 4 wide receivers. Slot guys in motion. Here's a dead duck thrown up. A penalty flag on the play and an interception by Dontre Matthews. Dontre trying to look for some space here, but I think this may be defensive holding on Salina Liberty's defensive backfield.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be an automatic 1st down for Topeka, as they didn't even make an attempt
During
to
the
spot
pass,
the ball.
illegal contact, number 5 defense. 5-yard penalty to the previous spot.
Contact.
Automatic
Dwayne Autry.
1st down.
So here's a new. Dwayne Autry usually starts the game with red gloves and red shoes, goes out of the yellows from the first half, and now he's got all red on. And when he's worn red, this team has not played well, so.
Is it reverse psychology?
I don't know. It's got to be something.
Like a reverse osmosis type of deal?
Oh, I can't even spell that, so that's on you on this one.
6:55 left to go. I formation from Mike Bonner in this Topeka offense. And that doesn't work. A tackle there. Tron Folsom in the gap, along with the previously mentioned Isaiah Blackman.
There's not many teams able to run any sort of running play at all up the middle on this Liberty defense. That's really all year.
Second down and 10. Coming up. This time they go back to the shotgun, running back on the left hip. Here comes the blitz. A pass to the left. And a vicious tumble over the wall for the Topeka receiver. Brian, I'll let you take it because I can't see down there.
His receiver hit the wall. The ball came out. Incomplete pass.
Either he's
4th
back
down.
on his own or the crowd tossed him back. I'm not sure, but it's number 1
Correction,
back out
3rd
onto
down.
the field.
3rd down.
He took, it was Andre Taylor. He went hard, full speed into that board. Momentum just took him over. The ball, unfortunately, though, was about 2 feet higher. So it was out of reach from the get-go.
So that incomplete pass will bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Tropics. Clock continues to roll in a very quick-moving 3rd quarter. 5:20 left to go here in the 3rd. Back there in the shotgun again. Here comes the Tropics. Here comes Shaq again, streaming around the corner, heating up Devon Blair. Blair gets rid of the football, back across the grain again, and it's incomplete. He's done this several times as he's running away from pressure, throwing back across the grain. About bit him with Shaq Bradford's interception, but then Shaq fumbled it after that. But you can only live like that so long.
Yeah, Devon Blair playing great on the run. He's got to throw on the run. Has no time in the pocket. We've seen him make good throws, so they need him to make one more great throw right here on 4th and 10. Can get a 1st down before they get a touchdown.
4th down and 10. Fake handoff underneath to a receiver. Blair again running for his life, trying to get away from the Liberty defense. He does. Now a little pump fake, and he's going to be stuck at the 10-yard line by Kendrick Harper, it looks like.
Media, timeout.
Is that Kendrick or Tron Folsom? Either way, Liberty get the Tropics offense off the field as it is a turnover on downs. An immediate timeout, 4:05 left to go here in the third quarter. Salina leads at 42-12 on KINA.
The Tony's Pizza Event Center is open for business and ready to welcome you. Whether you have a group of 12 or 1,200, our staff can help you plan the perfect event. With 8 meeting rooms and over 18,000 square feet, the Great Plains Manufacturing Convention Hall has plenty of room for your conference, trade show, wedding, or banquet, while our in-house food and beverage team can craft the menu to suit any event. Schedule your personalized tour today by calling Tony's Pizza Event Center or visit Tony'sPizzaEventCenter.com.
This is a great time to get your business ready for summer with BizSwag in Abilene. Get your logo in front of potential clients and add a personal touch to koozies, coolers, hats, and t-shirts. Plan for wedding season with save the dates, invitations, koozies, and cups for that special day. Need help or suggestions? Give us a call. There are hundreds of things that we can utilize to market your business or event. At BizSwag, we are passionate about promotions, and promoting your business is our business. BIZSWAG. See us on Facebook. Your quote is free.
And that means you should add one more little thing to your to-do list. Call Comfort Heating and Air for an HVAC clean and check. Our technicians will make sure your system is in tip-top shape, so when warm weather arrives, your AC will be ready. That means cleaning your coils, checking Freon levels, double-checking all electrical connections for safety, even changing your filters. With locations in Salina and Clay Center, we are the company that cares. Comfort Heating and Air.
You can rely on the company that cares. We're Comfort Heating and Air.
You're listening to Liberty Football on KINA.
Devanani, Russ Gossel, Brian Berner, Big Sam Pretty back at Studio Central. KINA Radio, Salina, it's Eagle Radio. 42-12 is our score. Salina in control of this as they come back out on offense. 4 minutes left to go in the third. Kilgo. Back to pass. Flags fly from both sides, and he is going to be taken down in the backfield. As again, he had D. Washington running down the field. And look around D, Brian, right in front of you. He has 3 Topeka defensive backs along with him. He said, I got the whole defense.
Offside. Number 11 defense. 5-yard penalty at the previous spot.
Wayne,
Repeat. First
he's
down.
definitely calling it out to Topeka also that it takes 3 of them to guard 1D Washington.
Oh, man. Well, you know, when you only have 8 guys on the field, that's a big commitment.
It is.
It's like, okay, this half of the huddle, you guys take number 1. The rest of us will try to do our best.
And his offsides or illegal defenses, all 3 defensive linemen on that play came out from their stance, so no harm, no foul, 1st and 5.
2 guys on the left-hand side in motion. They're going to hand it off to Tracy Brooks. Here goes Tracy, bowling over people, ending people, getting 10 yards, and across midfield into Topeka territory. Boy, it's good to see number 2 back out there.
Yeah, and you heard Coach Ron O'Neill with Brian there right at halftime that he's going to send Tracy back out in this third quarter and get him some reps. And it's like a guy has missed 3 quarters of the season and comes back and just is playing like he played last week and ran for 75 yards.
Well, this is the first offensive drive for Salina in the third quarter, right? They started with 4 minutes left. It's been all Topeka. Of course, Salina did score with their defense, but this offense has been set for a while. Here's Demarius Washington again making a move at the 10-yard line. He caught the ball there, backpedaled a little bit, then a couple of stiff arms, and he goes all the way to the 6-yard line.
Yeah, just a great job right there by Demarius Washington. It's kind of came off the defender and then one stiff arm away, and he's letting them know that that was my weak hand. And just a great guy to have around.
Oh, yeah.
Have around this team.
He said some things that just kind of sparked me when I talked to him at halftime. You know, we're talking about the quarterbacks, and I talked to him about being challenged because, you know, he wasn't getting the football. And he said, I'm going to do whatever it takes. He said, Javin Kilgo comes in. He goes, Curry Parham's over there helping him work through things, talking through the playbook, things like that. And here's Tracy Brooks and a spin move and the 3rd touchdown for TB2 as the former MVP from last season is solidly back in the mix.
Yeah, just an excellent job right there of Kilgo holding it in till the last minute and letting TB2 take the ball. And then Kilgo running the fake out, but all Tracy Brooks right there, broken arm tackle at about the 3-yard line and just kind of shrugged him off. And just an excellent job on this, what is, I believe you called it, Devin, the first drive for this offense in the third quarter.
They've only had one drive where they haven't scored. Jimmy Allen on for the extra point. Tracy Brooks will hold out of the snap of Kelvin McCoy. Placement is down, and it is blocked. Good penetration there by the Tropics, and it goes up against the wall.
Blocked and hit the wall. The try's no good.
With 1:07 left to go here in the third.
Timeout.
As we hit a media timeout here.
Timeout.
Let's take it. 48-12 is our score. 1:07 left to play here in the third. You're listening to Liberty Football worldwide on Salina Post and locally on KINA.
Don't go another day with roof problems. Ryan Roofing will provide you with the world's best roof, the Durolast roofing system, custom prefabricated to fit your specific building. Your Durolast roof will be leak-free with virtually no maintenance. It's resistant to fire, high winds, chemicals, and temperature extremes. Plus, there are potential energy savings versus traditional roofing. Ryan Roofing has installed over 10 million square feet of Durolast roofing. Trust Ryan Roofing to solve your commercial roofing needs. Call for a quote today, 825-0475.
PRP, or platelet-rich plasma injection therapy, has received quite a bit of attention since its use by many professional athletes. Professional football players like Peyton Manning and Jamal Charles have used PRP therapy for sports injuries and to avoid surgery. But you don't have to be a world-class athlete with millions of dollars for this cutting-edge therapy. PRP is available to you in the Salina Pain Clinic. Call the doctors for a consultation and see if this treatment is right for you. See them at 200 South 5th in the Salina Surgical Arts Center.
When pests have become too much, it's time to call Hassman Termite and Pest Control. With staff having over 150 years of combined experience, we offer all services for structural pests: termites, ants, roaches, spiders, crickets, mice, and bed bugs. In our 60th year of our family serving yours, give us a call or visit us on the web at hassmantermite.com or see us on Facebook.
The Liberty plays here. Salina's sports station is KINA.
Here at Tony's Pizza Event Center, Devin Haney, Russ Kossel, Brian Berner on the field. Little media timeout here before we wrap up the third quarter. 1:07 left to play here in the third, and it's 48-12, Liberty over Tropics.
And after this Jimmy Allen kickoff, we'll give an update in Wyoming.
Ooh, teaser. Nice. Like it. Here's another Jimmy Allen kick. This
free
one
kick
goes
over the end zone wall.
way up over the wall.
Ball placed at 25-yard line. First down, Topeka.
The last one I could deal with, this one, no.
Jimmy went for that last one. He admitted, he goes, I haven't tried it even in practice. He got the green light to roll the dice. He goes, I was close, I was happy with it. This one, I'm going to say it's probably like his golf game. He shanked that one.
Really bad.
Update in Gillette, Wyoming Mustangs score with just under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Wyoming takes the lead 14-8 over the Southwest Kansas Storm. Once again, this game early, starting in Mountain Time. 2:59 to go in the first quarter.
From the midfield stripe, might be the last play of the third quarter. 48-12, Salina leading. Topeka with the ball. Two receivers on the right-hand side in motion. Movement on the left-hand side of that Topeka offensive line. And
False
again,
start. 64.
It doesn't matter if
offense.
it's
5-yard
Shaq
penalty.
Bradford,
First
Keenan
down.
Gibbs, whoever, they are creating nightmares for that Topeka offensive line on the left-hand side.
Yeah,
Topeka may not get a playoff here before we go to the fourth quarter.
I don't think they will.
Funny now, huh, you son of a bitch?
And that will be the end of
Into
the
the third quarter.
To the fourth quarter we go. 48-12 is our score. You're listening to Salina Liberty Football, and it's brought to you by Salina Medical Aesthetics right here on KINA.
Spring is here, and that means more time outdoors with your favorite beverages from Salina Wholesale Liquor. More time outside means more barbecues and time on the go. Perfect time to pack our portable wines and ready-to-go cocktails. We also have a great selection of new seltzers and a huge selection of wine and whiskey. Spring in and save big now at all 3 locations. In Salina at Sam's Club, off 9th Street behind Cadova, and on the corner of Iron and Ohio. We have better prices, we're close and quicker. Salina Wholesale Liquor.
K4 Trailer, RV and truck accessories in Salina has been selling every type of trailer and customizing the baddest trucks in central Kansas for 24 years. Dealer for the fastest growing equipment trailer company known as Iron Bull. Plus, Sundowner's newest line of toy haulers, Blazer. K4 is one of the largest stocking trailer dealers in Kansas. K4 also services what they sell and will help you hitch and go. K4 Trailer, RV and truck accessories on West 8th Street in Salina and K4TrailerSales.com.
Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home. Physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
You're listening to Salina Liberty Football on KINA Sports.
Big full racing day tomorrow for you here on KINA. The Indy 500 starts with their race coverage at 10 a.m. Then we'll roll right from that to the Coca-Cola 600. Big race weekend, Memorial Day weekend here on KINA coming up tomorrow. 48-12 is our score. Topeka Tropics on the field for a first down and 15. Here's the shotgun snap, empty backfield, and a big hit in the middle of the field, but the Tropics are going to get about 13 yards.
Yeah, great job right there. McNair just kind of sat right down in that wide open middle of the field. Once again, it's kind of been, that's where they've targeted whenever they have completed passes, that's where they have went. Bring up second down and short.
Blair to the 5-yard line. That one goes off the couple of hands, both Salina and Topeka that time.
Blair to the 5-yard line. That one goes off.
Good job right there by Salina secondary, knocking that one down. And it's this front three. So now it looks like Shaq, Bradford, Keenan Gibbs, Isaiah Blackman out there on the left end, Tron Folsom, middle linebacker, K-Hop, Evan Ray, D-Trey Matthews.
Shotgun back, and a quarterback sack coming up. Yes, it is, and it's going to be a sack of the Topeka quarterback. Let's see who got it this time. Is it Tron Folsom on the blitz? I think it was.
Yeah, great read right there by Tron.
Coming up. Yes, it is.
You know,
and
kind of went in and came left, and then at the last minute went right. It was a great decision right there to make.
Tron Folsom on the blitz. I think.
Looks like obviously Topeka's going to keep the offense on the field right here, down 48-12 early here in this fourth quarter, and see if this Liberty defense can come up with another fourth down stop at about the 18-yard line.
Big 4th and 4 here for the Topeka Tropics offense. They have 12 points. They're trailing by 36. Early, first couple of minutes of the fourth quarter. Here's a pass to the end zone. A wide open receiver, and Brian, right in front of you. All kinds of time. 6 for Topeka early. First couple of minutes of the fourth quarter. Andre Taylor Jr.
Yeah, they did have a lot of time, but he also had a
receiver.
player from Salina that as he was backpedaling, fell to the turf, and that kind of gave some separation for the Tropic player, and it results in a touchdown.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like maybe, Brian, it was Evan Ray down there, maybe that kind of stumbled about the 5-yard line, and Blair just kind of hung that one up there and as well as he could with as much time as he had there Topeka's going to go for two. Looking the start of the second quarter now in Wyoming. All tied up 14-14 between the Mustangs and the Southwest Kansas Storm.
Trying to get 20 on the board here with this two-point conversion. Topeka looking over the formation here. It's Devon Blair Jr. who has come in at quarterback midway through the second quarter. He is being heated up. He is hit, and he goes to the offensive lineman eligible, and it's going to be a two-point conversion here for the lineman through the second quarter. Tapia. He is being heated up. He is hit, and he goes to the offensive lineman left-hand side. He's had a rough night. Good for him.
Yeah, he's had a multitude of false starts and just getting beat by Shaq Bradford. And that should have been another penalty right there as they threw the ball up into the stands. Refs did not see it or see anything that was going on. So, nonetheless, a great job there. Reward the guy who makes all the mistakes during the game. I get it.
Whoa. So, Blair to Taylor for a touchdown, and then the two-point conversion to Tapia.
And now look for Salina to more than likely have Dwayne Autry back deep. See what Brandon Stewart has coming out with this. If they're going to go long for it, he's kind of lining up. Now I guess he's going to line up in the middle of the field, maybe, not sure where this is, but you're going to have Dwayne Autry back deep. And we've seen him make electrifying plays this year. You go back to that Billings game, the last home game that the Salina Liberty had here at the Tony's Pizza Event Center, with that unbelievable spark on a missed field goal that came up short, that returned it for a touchdown, that really turned that whole game around and maybe turned the whole second half of this season around for this Salina team.
Ready to kick it away. He's been pretty quiet tonight. Brandon Stewart, not a lot for him to do in this game as they went for two. After that, he's 1 of 1 on extra points. Actually, excuse me, no, he's 0 of 2. Here is Dwayne Autry on the return. Angles off to the right-hand side, and he will be brought up against the wall at the 20-yard line where the Salina Liberty offense comes out on the field. 48-20 is our score. 11.5 minutes left here in this game. Want to remind you the next game of Liberty football comes your way next Saturday as they go to Dodge City to take on the Southwest Kansas Storm. Pre-game here on KINA starts at 5:30, kickoff at 6 o'clock from United Wireless Arena in Dodge City.
Speaking of Dodge City, just takes a 2-point lead, 16-14, with just under 14 minutes to go. Wyoming driving.
There's the snap back to Chapman Kilgo. He tries a quick screen out to Corey Williams, and those two cannot connect on that. The ball falls incomplete, and it will be 2nd down and 10.
And Tristan Gould now in at running back. Probably the night is probably done for TB2, I would say. Coach Ron O'Neill at halftime said he was going to come out in the third quarter and give him reps just to see how he was. And I don't know about you guys, but Tracy Brooks hasn't missed a step.
Looked pretty good. Pretty good. 2nd down and 10 after that incomplete pass. Kilgo this time will go out to Dontre Matthews, who brings it across the midfield stripe and then twists his way down to the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 8 for Salina, and will bring up 3rd down and 2.
And I think the new additions this week that have came in Isaiah Blackman and the return of Ed Prince on the offensive line. Well, Ed may have not seen a lot of time tonight. We did see him in there a little bit, but just the presence that those two guys and the excitement that they bring to this Salina team is a great future for what's to come.
Be Matthews and also Washington in motion. Salina tries to run it off the left-hand side, and that is stood up and will go nowhere.
For what's to come.
Be Matthews and 3rd down coming up. Also Washington in motion. Salina tries to run it off 4th down. Yeah, it should be 4th down.
And I think they're going to give them a gain of, well, they still haven't spotted the football yet, so they're going to give them a gain of about a yard. And it will bring up 4th down I believe.
We got a Tropic down in the defensive
Clock stop,
backfield
injury,
going to a knee.
defense.
One of the Topeka players needs help to the bench. That is C.J. Thornton, the linebacker. We saw on that play, Brian, D. Washington and also Dontre Matthews kind of come out of the slot, and then they crisscrossed, and they went right into the middle of the field and laid some blocks.
And as you mentioned, it's something that they don't mind doing. It's very unselfish receiving corps. They all do want to, definitely get their catches and their targets throughout the game, but they will do whatever they can for the other members of this team. You mentioned Tracy Brooks. He will be done for the night. The only exception would be he will continue to hold on any kick attempts.
Okay. 4th down and about a yard for Salina. Kilgo back to pass, goes out to the right-hand side, and it's going to be a diving catch by Corey Williams. So Williams really his first game for us here, full-time wide receiver. We've seen him play defensive back quite a bit. Seen him once in a while linebacker. That's been Tron Folsom most of the season. But now they're going to flex him over into a wide receiver spot, and making catches like that gives you more confidence in him, doesn't it?
Yeah, when you bring a guy in that can play just about anywhere on the field, that tells me that's a guy who wants to be here regardless of where he's going to play and wants to be for this team.
D. Washington and Dontre Matthews in motion. Again, a big block by Dietre. And Tristan Gould will bring it inside the 10 to the 6. Drop the football.
Ruling the field, the runner was down before the ball came out. First down.
The Topeka linebacker that time. Big
block
block by Dietre.
Like,
and Tristan Gould will bring it inside the 10
lay
to the
a lick
6.
like that. He
really
ruling the field, the runner was down before the ball came out.
First down. Got the interception. But just an absolute great block right there coming in from the far wide receiver spot.
Williams, Matthews, Washington all go out to the right-hand side. Tristan Gould, the running back, right hip of Kilgo. First down and goal from the 5. Play action. Kilgo looking, wants to go to the back corner. Leaping catch, up, and a touchdown. And it is going to be D. Washington, number 4.
Yeah, and before that play, a great play call right there. Just throw it to the guy who has done everything right since he has been here. But the whole defensive secondary arguing with a coach, I don't know, a water boy on the side of Topeka for the last 3 plays, just absolutely screaming at each other. And Demarius Washington just goes right in the back of the end zone and just kind of picks it up right in the corner, right at the 99 kg sign, and right at his head, went up, caught it right at the top of his helmet, and then ran to midfield with it at the top of his helmet and never brought it down. So a great job and a great game for not only D-Wash, but Javin Kilgo able to get the ball to these guys has just been phenomenal.
I don't think we can talk about him enough because he has come in and just settled in. I mean, he has had really 2 quarters of football with this team before this game, and he has put them now on a pace of over 50 points. And what's Coach Ron O'Neill's goal every single game? Score more than 50. Right now they lead it 55-20 with a media timeout. 6:06 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Liberty expanding their lead right here on KINA.
Oh my, what a fresh smell, and this entire place is so clean.
You would never guess our friend here is talking about a porta potty. Not just any porta potty. This is a portable bathroom from Salina Septic Service. Salina Septic Service is changing the game with higher standards of cleanliness and service. Porta potties don't have to be gross, so don't accept any less when you can have the best from Salina Septic Service. Now serving Hutch, McPherson, and the Gray Bend areas.
At Salina Medical Aesthetics, they love moms. And let's be honest, they deserve more than just a day. So they're celebrating with Mother's Month in May. At SME, receive a free gift with purchase of any hydrofacial. Botox is 15% off per unit, and fillers are $100 off per 1 milliliter. You can also purchase a gift certificate and receive a free gift. Mother's Day is all month long at Salina Medical Aesthetics. Follow SME Social on Instagram and Facebook, and visit their new website, salinamedesthetics.org.
The Tony's Pizza Event Center is open for business and ready to welcome you. Whether you have a group of 12 or 1,200, our staff can help you plan the perfect event. With 8 meeting rooms and over 18,000 square feet, the Great Plains Manufacturing Convention Hall has plenty of room for your conference, trade show, wedding, or banquet, while our in-house food and beverage team can craft a menu to suit any event. Schedule your personalized tour today by calling Tony's Pizza Event Center or visit Tony'sPizzaEventCenter.com.
You're listening to Liberty Football on KINA.
55-20 is our score. 6:06 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Final regular season home game for the Salina Liberty. And a big, impressive performance by the Liberty. D. Washington, Javin Kilgo, Jimmy Allen kicks off. And not only Devon Blair will be the quarterback, he will also be the return man here and bring this football from the goal line out to the 15-yard line.
I think Devon Blair is the only thing that's gave a spark to this Topeka team since he's came in. He's the one that's done everything, throwing the ball, now running back or returning kicks. Just under 8 minutes to go in Gillette, Wyoming. The Wyoming Mustangs ahead 20-16.
Over the Southwest Kansas Storm, who currently record-wise sets in a tie with the Salina Liberty and the Omaha Beef. All three teams 5-3. And Salina will visit Dodge City to play the Storm next week.
Yeah, a lot still to happen in the top 2 positions of the CIF.
Really any of them. I mean, we talked about Topeka tonight coming in. They're 0-8 as they go down the field for a big, long touchdown and a ball that cannot be completed on coverage. That time was Kendrick Harper.
Yeah.
So anyway, what I was saying is Topeka doesn't have a win, but technically coming into tonight, they had not been eliminated from the playoffs yet because you have Rapid City and Wyoming sitting there battling for the last playoff spot at 2-6.
Yeah, so if Topeka could have came in here and upset Salina to come in, and then, you know, at this point, if Wyoming can upset Dodge, that puts them at 3 wins. Rapid City plays a tough Omaha team on Monday, so a lot still can happen.
Yeah, and also remember, again, Topeka's not going to win tonight, but if they did, they play Omaha next week, and Omaha struggled to beat the Tropics in their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and Omaha just having, you know, a really good year on a pretty simple schedule. And the Salina teams played back-to-back. You go on the road to Omaha, then on the road to Sioux City. Before that, you host Billings, but you play the top 3 teams back-to-back in the mid-stretch of the season. Only team in the CIF to do that.
Here is Devon Blair trying to get away from pressure again. Shaq Bradford and him have become very close in this game. And Blair gets away from Bradford, but then throws it out of bounds over the top of his intended receiver. Clock continues to roll. 3:39 left to go. Brian?
Devin?
How's it going down there?
Well, I've just been told that Martin Truex Jr. is the guy to go with tomorrow, with an outside shot at Joey Logano.
Been talking to Jimmy, haven't you?
I've been talking to Jimmy.
How about Tracy? He's there. If you get Tracy on the air, that's a task.
We can do that.
Here's Blair with some time, scrambles out, tries to go down the right-hand wall, and it looks like it's going to be caught in a first down here for the Tropics at the 5.
All right. You guys didn't think I could do it. Got Tracy Brooks here. Tracy, 1. How good did it feel to be back tonight?
Man, being at home, first game back, the same place I broke my arm. I mean, everybody expected me to be nervous. I mean, since day one, since I broke my arm, I was just like, I'm going to be back. And I've been telling everybody, preaching them. Nobody believed, and I was just like, today, it's a shock. For me, it's like a rejoice because I actually get to come out here and have fun playing the game I love again. So I'm blessed, man.
Incomplete pass that time by Topeka.
A shock. For me, it's like
one thing
a rejoice because I actually get to come out here and have fun playing the game I love again.
Even though
I'm
you
blessed,
were, quote, incomplete pass that time, you still didn't
step away from that weight room and working out. You have kept yourself in shape this entire time.
Oh, yeah, man. I try to stay ready so I don't never have to get ready. So that's why I was able to come out here and do the things I did tonight. I kept my mind focused. I mean, nobody expected me to come back. I just wanted to prove everybody that I can and I will succeed, man. I'm just blessed to be back out here with these guys. Having fun, man.
We appreciate it. Devin, back up to you guys.
Very good to have Tracy Brooks back as well. The reigning MVP can still make an impact here down the home stretch for this Liberty team. The Tropics get a touchdown here to Jamari McNair. 1:40 left to go in this game.
Yeah, and Devon Blair he might have got away with one right there. I believe it was Tron Folsom came in and kind of had him dead to rights, and he pump faked, and then Tron kind of went up and jumped with him, and if he'd have just kept running, would have been able to tackle him. But a great ball right there by Devon Blair into the corner of the end zone to McNair, and now Topeka on to go for 2.
2-point conversion. Little fake pitch out. Blair trying to run away from Dwayne Autry, gets stuck in the secondary by Tron Folsom coming over, and that 2-point conversion is no good. It remains 55-26 with 1:40 left to play.
Yeah, and if you're Salina at this point with 1:40 left to go, you just want to get out of here healthy. Don't do anything. Be smart between the ears is what I like to say. You have to be mentally smart here and know that you have this one wrapped up. You have a game in Dodge City next weekend as Dodge City just returns a fumble almost back for a touchdown. It is still 20-16 Wyoming with 4:30 left to go in the second half. And like I said, there's a lot of implications and 2 big games on Monday as Sioux City travels to Billings at 4 o'clock and then Omaha at Rapid City Monday at 7 o'clock. So a lot that can still happen if you're a Salina Liberty faithful here. For lack of better terms, we just beat Sioux City last week, and you want Sioux City to go ahead and win against Billings this week, because that'll put you both at 3 losses, both at 6-3 going into the final week of the season. And not sure where the tiebreakers are at, Devin. He's raising his hand like he's going to tell me where they're at.
Margin of victory. It is the victory points, basically, is what Coach Ron O'Neill told me. He also told me that coming into tonight, Salina held the tiebreaker via points over every other team in the league except for Wyoming, which we have not will not play in the regular season, and also the Southwest Kansas Storm, which we have not played until next Saturday. So tiebreaker-wise, Salina's good.
Yeah, so a big game going on right now in Gillette and a big game in Billings on Monday. So if you're Salina, you did what you needed to do this week and take care of the Topeka Tropics.
Here's an onside squib kick. Little fight there between Evan Ray, and also Travis Taylor. Taylor's going to take custody of the football, and the Liberty will have it here with 1:33 left to go as we work our way towards the 1-minute warning to stop this game. 55-26 here in the fourth quarter. Liberty offense comes back out onto the field.
Yeah, just a great, solid performance. Once again, I mean, we talk about TB2 and the last year's MVP coming back and just having a great game. D-Wash continuing what he did last week. But Javin Kilgo coming in here last week as his first game, just absolutely incredible all game as Kilgo takes a snap, hands it off to Tristan Gould, up the middle, into 5, end zone, touchdown. Tristan Gould untouched from the 17-yard line, just an absolute display of blocking right there by these Tristan Gould up the middle, in 5, end zone, to get Tristan Gould into the end zone.
Good job, my friend. 1:14 left to go. Another Liberty touchdown as Tristan Gould, who has come onto this team. Remember, we started against Topeka, and it was Tracy Brooks and Trey Griffin. Then Tracy got hurt, and then we're kind of scrambled around. Man, I think there's 3 legit running backs for the Liberty that can start for anybody else in this league.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And, you know, Trey Griffin did a great job all year, inactive tonight. But Trey's done a great job since Tracy Brooks has went down. And that was a run of about 18 yards, I believe, right there by Tristan Gould. Is now Jimmy Allen on for the extra point. Tracy Brooks in for the hold. Southpaw center Kelvin McCoy with the snap. Holds down, kick is up, and once again, Jimmy Allen right through the uprights once again.
Jimmy's had a good night. He just had that one that was blocked on the extra point. Other than that, he's been perfect tonight. He's 8 of 9 for extra points. Did miss the one field goal there before the half on the kind of the bobble there, as you said, that Tracy Brooks had on the exchange with Kelvin McCoy. But Jimmy's been pretty good tonight, and we got to, can't help but to think that doesn't have something to do with his holder and his guy Tracy Brooks being back in the mix holding as well.
Yeah, when you get the main three, if you got Kelvin snapping and Tracy holding, Jimmy kicking, when all three of them can get back together and have probably this whole week of practice together, it's chemistry, and it's 1, 2, 3. It happens so fast between the snap, hold, and kick. Kelvin doing a great job with snap. Tracy just had that one bobbled one was able to get blocked. Jimmy was unable to get it off, and then Jimmy on kickoffs really hasn't been. Jimmy's been really good on kickoffs, so a great job all around by this Salina team. But what I was saying earlier before the touchdown run by Tristan Gould is Javin Kilgo coming in. He got here. Javin got here at 4 in the morning last week and had one day of practice, was here at 9.
Practice
played
at 9.
Extremely well at Sioux City. And Curry did a great job as well when he was in there. But Javin just an absolute great job of controlling this offense as Jimmy gets a high squib kick that's picked up about the 13-yard line, returned across midfield to the 20. Salina able to corral him there at the 20 as they're going to be 1 minute and 6, and they might start the clock here, and this might take us to the 1 minute warning.
I anticipate it probably will here. I don't know that there's really any reason to keep messing around with this game.
Southwest Kansas just took the lead 22-20 with 3:35 left to go in the first half.
Boy, that might be a fun game to watch the second half of. And there's some things there. Again, Southwest Kansas 5-3, Salina 5-3, Omaha 5-3. And then Southwest Kansas will welcome in the Liberty next weekend. 1:06 left to go.
Now they're starting the clock. I'm not sure what we're waiting for. They're not going to get a playoff.
And it will be the 60-second warning.
1 minute warning.
62-26.
1 minute timing rules are now in effect.
Timeout is what we'll
Both
give you right
teams
here.
have
Back
3
to wrap it up.
timeouts.
From Tony's Pizza Event Center in Salina, Liberty up big here on KINA.
Show Construction does metal roofs. Show Construction offers residential, commercial, and ag metal roofing. Show offers designer rib steel, standing seam, screw-down panels, or stone-coated steel. Show Construction has financing available with low monthly payments. When it's time for a new metal roof, remember Show Construction. We'll travel to you and provide free estimates. Call 833-2007. That's 833-2007. Google us, showroofing.com, or find us on Facebook. Show Construction, the company your neighbors trust.
This is a great time to get your business ready for summer with BizSwag in Abilene. Get your logo in front of potential clients and add a personal touch to koozies, coolers, hats, and t-shirts. Plan for wedding season with save the dates, invitations, koozies, and cups for that special day. Need help or suggestions? Give us a call. There are hundreds of things that we can utilize to market your business or event. At BizSwag, we are passionate about promotions, and promoting your business is our business. BIZSWAG. See us on Facebook. Your quote is free.
The Liberty plays here. Salina's sports station is KINA.
(62-26) our score. Liberty up big, hunting their 6th win of the season. Just kind of get the feeling this Liberty team is on the upwards trajectory. I know last week that win helped a lot, but you got to follow it up with a dominating performance the next week, right? Maybe even the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think you got to finish it out in the regular season. You got to continue this up, put 60 plus up next week as well.
Slot guys in motion. Total of 4 wide receivers. They pass it out to the right-hand side. Dontre Matthews there to make the tackle
up
against the barrier against Ryan Martinez. And that will slot guys in motion. Total of 4 wide receivers. They pass it out to the right-hand side. Positive Dontre Matthews there to make.
Yeah, and this, Salina's defense giving up 26 points, and it's been unfortunate plays. One, you had a defender fall down, and they scored a touchdown. You had Dwayne Autry miss the interception that allowed them to have a touchdown. So there's 14 right there. So really there's only about 12 points. As Blair back to pass in the end zone. Oh, what a spectacular catch over there on the sideline.
Ryan Martinez.
Yeah, Ryan Martinez once again at about, they're going to mark 12 points. And I thought he was close to the goal line in the end zone. Oh, what a spectacular catch over there on the sideline catch by Ryan Martinez over there on the far side of the field. Von Blair going back to the huddle, and Shaq met him before he got to the huddle and shook his hand saying, great throw right there.
Again, out of bounds.
About 12 points. About 12 points.
Seconds.
Blair back to pass in the end zone. Oh, what a spectacular catch over there on the sideline.
One-on-one battle.
Yeah, Ryan Martinez once.
As Devon Blair.
Timeout.
Topeka.
First charge of the half.
And I thought he was close to the goal line. They're going to mark him at about the 2-yard line.
Folsom maybe, and
just
is Blair going to get back up here?
Spectacular catch by Ryan Martinez over there on the far side of the
stop
field.
The clock with 43 seconds left to go. Blair gets up a little gimpy.
Yeah.
The timeout might have been, I know they're trying to conserve time, but also you knew your quarterback was slow to get up too.
Yeah, Blair back to pass in the end zone. Oh, what a spectacular catch over there on the sideline.
Waves him off quick.
Like, hey, we can't have him come off. Quick timeout right there, which is good at a 62-26 game.
From the goal line, second down and goal at the 1. Blair stays in there, rolling out to the right, throws it back across the grain. It's going to be picked off. Picking it off, and then tackled up against the wall are the Salina Liberty defenders. Ryan, who is that? You take it. Blair stays in there, rolling out to the right, throws it back across the grain. It's going to be picked
interception
off.
By Evan Ray.
Evan
came in. He had it read perfectly. Was able to just step in front of that receiver right at the goal line. Kind of got tripped up. So I think he was kind of looking down that sideline where there was potentially quite a bit of space.
Evan Ray with an interception to seal the deal. And it is going to be an opportunity here for the Liberty to come out and take a knee. And that's what Coach Ron O'Neill's saying right now. He's like, we don't need to run a play here. Our margin of a lead is bigger than that needs to require positive yardage. So they are going to come out and put this one to bed.
Probably the last update we'll have from you from Wyoming before we go off the air. 1 minute warning about to go. First play in the 1 minute warning. Southwest Kansas 22, Wyoming 20 still. Wyoming with the ball at midfield.
And a knee by Javin Kilgo. So Liberty putting this one to bed here at Tony's Pizza Event Center. They'll have to do it one more time. Oh, referee's saying reset the play clock. That's going to be it. So the Liberty come out in dominating fashion, and they take a winless Topeka team to the woodshed. 62-26, our final score. Awaiting conversations on the field with head coach Ron O'Neill. He'll be with Brian Berner when we come back. Liberty with the victory, 62-26 on KINA.
Don't go another day with roof problems. Ryan Roofing will provide you with the world's best roof, the Durolast roofing system, custom prefabricated to fit your specific building. Your Durolast roof will be leak-free with virtually no maintenance. It's resistant to fire, high winds, chemicals, and temperature extremes. Plus, there are potential energy savings versus traditional roofing. Ryan Roofing has installed over 10 million square feet of Durolast roofing. Trust Ryan Roofing to solve your commercial roofing needs. Call for a quote today, 825-0475.
Time now for the Liberty postgame show on KINA. Stick around for the game recap, final stats, and reaction from the coach. This is Liberty football on KINA.
Down on the field, Brian Berner with Coach O.
Coach, 62-26 victory. Team came out, really took control. Tracy is back. He looks good. First time I got to see your quarterback in person. Fantastic, great pickup. Your thoughts on the game?
I thought it went pretty good. We made some halftime adjustments. DB's definitely going to have to play the ball better in the air. That's the one thing that I see that we definitely got to work on. But I was very happy for Tracy. Tracy's been through a lot. This whole year has been tough. And I'm just so happy that he got himself together and everything and got back right to get this opportunity to go ahead and play and then do what he did tonight. Getting those 3 touchdowns and picking up blitzes and everything to put everybody at doubt. There's no doubt about what's going on with Tracy, our MVP. He's definitely back.
Your team, it just seemed like having him back. I noticed a kind of a different swagger on the bench tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, when you lose a player of Tracy's magnitude, he's like I always say, the most humble superstar I've ever had in my 17 years. He's all about the team. He doesn't care about his personal stats or anything like that. Just to get him this chance, the last regular season home game here, to show it in front of his crowd right here. I mean, I'm really emotional because I know what it meant for him, and I know what he personally went through to get back to this point.
I asked you before the game even started your thoughts on this lineup. My perspective on this lineup, it looks like it's kind of where it needs to be. How do you feel going in one regular season game left at Dodge City with Southwest Kansas, which is going to be an important game, but you feel you're playoff ready?
Yes, we playoff ready because we played a playoff ready schedule. So I also love the way our schedule makers, they think they're messing us over, but all they're doing is helping us when it's all said and done, because we don't play cream puffs. We play the best of the best. So we've already competed against them, because those are the teams that you compete against in the playoffs. So thank you, schedule makers, for making us playoff ready.
Tell you what, enjoy this one. I know you and your coaching staff is going to have work to get ready for
our health and everything, but look
in Dodge City.
All right, thank you.
Guys.